Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Clio Euro Series Round 6 season finale. I'm Keith Barrick, joined by, as always, by Danny Asbury. How are you today, Danny?
Yeah, doing good, Keith. You know, finally we are at the end of a long, arduous season, so it should be a good round today, and finally Clio Euro Series will come to a close.
Definitely, and we're here we're here at Sears Point or Infineon Raceway for the season finale.
Okay.
All right, we'll leave it at Infineon Raceway because that is the name of it now. But we obviously have some stuff to go over. First thing being Drivers' Championship. This has been really a two-horse race leading into a one-horse dash to the one-horse sprint to the final. William Levesque being the man to talk about this season, taking 7 out of 10 wins this season. What are your thoughts on his championship so far?
Well, William, to begin with, he kind of surprised everybody because we've seen glimpses from Mr. Levesque, but he's put it all together this season. Started off strong, Ryan Collin came on in midway point, but William has since just shown that his tire wear is superior to anybody, I think maybe even in TPS right now, Keith, and that's why he's winning the championship.
I couldn't agree anymore. And he's proven it in race after race where he's kept the car together much better than the other drivers. Everyone else is driving their tires off. His main competitor this season has been Ryan Callan, who obviously has shown that he's had trouble keeping the tires underneath him, but has definitely showed pace because he's managed to pull 2 race wins out of this season, but also be very consistent across the board, and still is within reach of this championship. Now, looking back, Chris Butcher, who had a very tumultuous round at the last event, the last 2 races actually, getting into some incidents, saying that he kind of got robbed of a second place, but he's still close and still is potentially able to take second place.
Yeah, Chris, he was a guy who was actually, he was in it to begin the season, was one of the top 3 guys, only about 30 points down at one point, but has since kind of fallen off form, and we haven't seen the best of Chris Butcher to end the season. But real quick about Ryan Collin, I just want to point this out to the viewers. This guy, he led 5 of 5 races to begin the season, and pretty much was the fastest driver in Clio Euro Series, but like Keith, you were just saying, he ran the tires off round after round after round, and unfortunately just couldn't figure it out all season, and now that's why he's a far cry now to win this championship tonight, Keith.
Yeah, well, and the other big story is the fact that Florian Strauss has been removed from the championship for incidents in 3 separate events, now leading him to be removed completely for the season, and he's out for this event, and also being put on further probation in Touring Pro Series for his on-track behavior. Now, the reason that's such a big story is that TPS Racing has no chance of beating THR here. You can basically lock up the team. Actually, you can. I'm sorry. Mathematically, THR, all they have to do is finish, and they lock up the team championship for their first team championship in Touring Pro Series, which is phenomenal because I know the team heads, Chris Butcher and Toby Davis, will be ecstatic about that. That's a little weight off their shoulders.
Even with Florian, TPS had a very steep hill at time because it's a 61-point gap to THR in first place. And like I said, with Florian being removed, this is obviously the result of his incident with Chris Butcher back in race 1 at Calder Park, and it's unfortunate to see such a high-quality driver removed from the championship. But now this opens up the door for both Gary Lennon and Tom Ely to slip into that 4th spot.
Definitely, and you know what? We got to see what happens here. Obviously, it's been an interesting lead up to this, but this is looking like William Levesque's championship to lose here. But just a quick rundown of the last event, the 2 races from the last event, where again you see William Levesque on top, Tom Ely coming out with a great result in second place, Jesper Talberg in his first race back in the Clios taking a top 3 spot, followed by Callan, Lennon, Wiese, Mueller, and Strauss. And a couple guys, newer names, you can see Jay Adji there for Roaring Pipes Maniacs having another good run for him. But race 2, basically the same. William Levesque on the top spot, Tom Ely second, Toby Davis in third. So THR 1, 2, 3, just like it was in race 1. And as you can see, his pace doesn't really drop off with the 107.0 compared to a 106.9. He's basically like a machine. He's banking laps one after the other, and keeping his car together.
He's the de facto number one in this series, Keith. But I just want to point out real quick, Tom Ely, just look, he's only about a second and a half down on Levick. And I talked to Tom after the race. He said he could have reeled in Levick a little bit better, but he just kind of wanted to keep that gap and not cause much trouble. So that pretty much is going to lead us into today's event, where Tom Ely has been phenomenal through testing and undisputedly the fastest driver here at Infineon Raceway. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can finally get his first TPS victory, Keith.
Definitely, and we're actually going to be joined by now by Toby Davis. But what we're going to do is he's going to just quickly head out on track, because obviously this is a fairly lengthy lap. It's nearly 2 minutes. Hey Toby, how you doing?
Hey Keith, how's it going?
Good, man. Good. I guess actually while you're on your out lap, I think it's safe to say you're pretty ecstatic about the THR Team Championship that is all but locked up here. I think it's mathematically locked up.
Well, mathematically locked up, provided no one gets silly penalties. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'm absolutely ecstatic about that. We've had a pretty strong season actually, with Will and Chris. They're both still fighting for the championship, really.
Yes.
But it's more Wills to lose than anything else.
Exactly. No, it's fantastic, because I know Danny's a huge fan of your guys, about the hard work you guys put in, and he tells me all of the hard work you guys put in, and I know how hardworking you are, Toby, with WTM, and sure, we give you a hard time about Bathurst, but hey, you're probably one of the hardest working drivers in Touring Pro Series, so nothing could be taken away from you or your guys' team, because you do put in the effort, and honestly, when the effort's put in, the results come, and here, start even before this race starts, you guys are basically crowned champions for the team championship, so that's a huge honor.
Yeah, it is. What I would say is, obviously it's not my personal team that's done it, but it doesn't matter.
No, of course.
At THR, it's all about
right.
It's all about like the kind of the unity and the fact that it's not my team. It's still my team, but it's not the one that I'm scoring points for.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter which one wins. Is my point.
Well, it's THR's blanket, and I know you and Chris are the kind of the founding fathers of the team, and you guys have done a good job building it to where it is, and you got some great talent as you head into the V8s, and we're looking forward to seeing what more you guys can pull together in the way of team championships and driver championships.
Yeah, we'd love to get good results in the V8s as well. Obviously, if you look at the current times, then we're looking pretty strong, but it doesn't mean anything at this time.
No. So you're coming up to start your hot lap here? I think you're a couple corners away. All right, I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, so basically, Sears Point, also known as Infineon Raceway, it doesn't matter what you go through. It's quite a flowing track. For turn 1 here, the right-hander, you want to brake nice and early, use all of the curb on the inside as much as you can, run it right the way around to the outside. That's third gear at about 60 miles an hour. Then this is almost flat, this left-hander. You just want to have a brief lift, and then you change to third, flick it right through the right-hander, and then you're heading downhill. Very tricky braking zone here, this one. You want to turn in nice and early, don't take too much curb, because it can flip the car. Run it all the way out to the exit curb, and then keep on the throttle as you head through the flat-out right-hander. Now you're on the brow of the hill, you don't see the apex, but you're still braking before you've even seen the apex. You want to turn in nice and early, get the car a little bit sideways to get the nose pointed in, and then use the camera to push the car around on the exit, and you exit about 95 miles an hour and change to 5th gear. Now for the double right-hander here, you want to avoid the first curb but get as close to it as possible, change down into second just as you clip it like that, and keep the nose in as you use second gear to push the car out all the way to the curb on the exit, change into third. This is all flat out now. As we head downhill again, change up into 5th, still flat out through the left-hander. A little bit of tyre scrub holds the car. You can ease off a tiny bit later in the race to protect the tyres. Now you want to brake down nice and late into second gear. Use as much curb as you can. It lifts the back of the car off the ground a little bit, the first part of that chicane, but you want to take as much curb as you can for the shortest line possible into the final corner, and you're braking from 4th gear about 100 miles an hour into 1st gear. Take as much curb as you can on the inside. I've actually messed up a little bit there, but take as much curb as you can. Don't cross the white line or the yellow line as it is here, and accelerate up to the start-finish line, and that's a lap of Sears Point.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Toby. Best of luck today for your race. I'm sure I know Williams there, but he's got a pretty comfortable lead. I think you'd like to leave here with a win, wouldn't you?
I'd love to leave here with a win, but we've got a championship to win with Will, and
Definitely.
That's the first priority.
Yeah, but you know what it's like to lead off with a win heading into another series. So keep that in mind too, because I know you're really working hard at the V8s, and carrying that win on your shoulders into the V8 race will definitely give you that little bit of maybe a little bit of turbo boost.
Turbo boost. Yeah. I'd love to get one, but as I say, Will first priority. Yeah, if I'm in position and Ryan's obviously out of the hunt, then we'll see.
Gotcha. Right on. Well, best of luck today, and best of luck to the team.
Keith.
And we'll probably, hopefully, we'll be talking to you after the race.
Yeah.
Good luck, Toby.
Take care.
Cheers.
So, Danny, it's up at the front. I mean, you can't deny it. It's THR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Top 6. Yeah, top 6
6.
lockout. We don't see Colin until 8th place. I mean, Ryan, the story with him is that he was really strong in round 3, was it, at Thruxton, and after that he's kind of seemed, I guess, maybe even dejected to a certain degree, because winning the bike has been so dominant, and now we're just kind of seeing a Ryan that's way off form. I mean, about a second and a half off the pace. And meanwhile, while Toby was just on with us, ran 45.5. Okay.
Wow.
And he's the only. The next driver, the next closest drivers are both Toby Davis and William Levite, and these guys are running 45.9s, and that's the fastest they could do through the week of testing. So Thomas seems to be a hand over fist, the guy on form here today, and I fully expect to win from the Brit.
Well, here's the other big thing with Tom is I know how this is the series that brought him into the world this is what brought him into the world of TPS, is watching a Clio broadcast, and this is what ended up getting him here and racing with us. And it would be fitting only for him to lead the season off with a win. I mean, he's come close second. He's been up front at a number of events. It's just now he needs to finalize this and pull himself into the winner's circle for the final race here of this championship.
Yeah, and I talked to Tom, quite a bit, and he really wants to get number 4 overall in the championship, because obviously we discussed Florian being out of it, but he also has a chance to jump Gary Lennon, who is right above him with a 22-point gap, I think, from 5th to 6th. So Tom really is got his mind set on passing Gary and get into 4th. But about Gary real quick, I mean, we don't really talk about him much, but Ice Cold Racing have quietly put together a podium position finish for this season. Because now that they're sitting on 3rd place, and they've cleared THR number 2 by quite a wide margin, like I think 60 points, something like that. So these guys are about to get a podium for Clio Euro Series, and it's sad though, because I don't think we're going to see Ice Cold in VV8. So this might be the last we see of Ice Cold for some time, Keith.
So well, hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with leading off with the top 3 and
they're going out on top. Yeah,
going out on top with a top 3 finish for the team in their kind of first and maybe only season. You never know. It could be one of those one-off seasons, but we may see Ice Cold come back in future leagues in the Touring Pro Series.
I expect to see him back. I mean, the whole thing was Gary Lennon was obviously adopted into the TPS racing family, and that's where he's going to be driving along with Lee Palmer in VV8. So I mean, you can't turn down an opportunity to drive for TPS racing. So, but I'm guessing in the future we'll see Gary branch back out with Ice Cold.
Definitely. And you know what? Speaking of the VV8s, we'll just quickly leave you with the very inspirational, very exciting, and really just kind of draws you in highlight preview video of the championship, which will be starting this Saturday at 2:45, the same time we started here today. So be sure to tune in. But till the end of practice here, have a look at this. And that was the brilliant video put together by Mr. Ryan Callan for the VV8s for 2012 this season, coming up starting on Saturday. Danny, I know you're racing in that. Are you looking forward to that?
Keith, this is a big deal, this championship. Going to be featured on Inside Sim Racing. We have an absolute killer field out there. I mean, guys like Peter Dweevelar, who are TPS champions, are kind of like afterthoughts in a sense with a championship with a field so strong. So when you got guys like that and Francisco Villar qualifying like past 15 in pre-quali, that just shows what type of driver pedigree we're dealing with, Keith.
Yeah, I know. 4 days ago, it seems like just yesterday, the last V8 championship was ending, where we crowned Florian Strauss the champion at Bathurst. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I will be there to commentate with Ryan Callan in the booth for the first race, and give some due to our big sponsor GamePod, who stepped up and sponsored the league for that season. But back to Clio's, which is where we are here today. Sears Point, Infineon Raceway, final race of the season for Clio Euro Series in its second season of running, where we have William Levesque atop the charts in the championship standings, but it's Tom Ely, the newcomer, the guy who saw Clio's and said, I must race this, is the quickest guy so far, and he is the quickest of the 6 THR guys who take the whole top 6 spots. So we're going to see, I hope we don't see maybe a repeat of some of the other events we've had in this season, where THR and TPS Racing just tend to go nuts at each other.
No, you're not going to see any shenanigans today, Keith, because for one, there's only one TPS Racing driver on the grid, and
True.
two, Ryan Collin, like I said, he's not that fast today. He's down in 7th behind Ben Davis, Jasper Tallberg, Chris Butcher, William Levesque, Toby Davis, and Tom Ely. So
yes.
I highly doubt, I mean, even if he's in a scrap, he's going to be in a scrap with Ben Davis and Jasper Tallberg. Or Chris Butch at the max, I think.
Another big point to bring out to light is the fact that Ryan Callan and William Levesque are both on their final warning again. So racing must be clean. And as Toby touched on a little bit about what this track is like, it's very much very roller coaster like, and with such a small car. Look at how wide it is compared to the car.
Yeah.
I mean, this track, when you're out there, you feel like you should be in a big, high-powered GT car, or something with a lot of downforce and about 800, 900 brake horsepower.
Something like that, Keith. But this is a rarity we're seeing right now. Toby Davis never goes out this early. So,
No.
I mean, especially for a Super Bowl run, this is very rare to see indeed. So maybe he's trying to set the pace for the field right off the bat here.
He could be, and it's a good thing to do to benchmark for the rest of the team, because obviously these guys think of everything, but by him going out, setting the quick time, his guys know where they need to be against. Oh, look at this! See, I love this. Use it every little bit of the track.
A runoff down going into this lap here.
I said it once.
Yeah, go ahead, Keith.
I've said it a number of times this season. These guys really look for every edge they can get, and that's what racing's all about. When you get to competitive levels like we're at, you need those edges to make up those tenths, because you're reaching for those inches, and these guys want them bad. They want these inches bad.
And I think.
Go on,
sorry to interrupt you here, Keith, but I think you got it right with this benchmark, because the rest of the THR contingent, they're in the pits. They're watching, when the team bosses go out there and see what he can do before they jump out here, Keith.
Well, we're going to see very shortly here what kind of time he can pull off as he drapes around this track. But his quickest lap all week, including today, was a 1:45.9. So. And he did quite a few laps. Toby's done 216 laps so far. Let's see where he is with his sector times. He did a 24.7 in Sector 1, which is off of his fast time, so he's 0.2 off of his 45.9 time. So we're going to see, I would expect to see him in the 46s, because no one was really in the 45s, were they?
Only Tommy and Toby Davis dipped below the 46 mark. But, I mean, it brings me to my point. Tommy was at a 45.5. No one else is hitting this type of time, so, I mean... Yeah, it's going to be hard to see anyone go below that 46 deck besides Tom Ely, I think.
I totally agree, Danny. And he's actually up in Sector 2 a little bit of his previous time. So I would expect maybe a 4. I'm going to take a quick guess here. Let's go. Let's take a guess. 46.3.
2.
Three.
46-2.
You're going 2? I got 3. Oh, he binned that corner. He didn't take that corner quite right. A little too much curb.
He's about to come to the line now, Keith. Let's see what he's got here,
I'm
Keith.
calling 46-3. Come on, baby. He needs new shoes. And he did a 45-8, setting the pole.
Wow.
So he just proved us both wrong, and we are not gamblers, are we?
Make us look like a couple of idiots out there, Keith, because that's his fastest time.
We're a bunch of rookies is what we are. We got Jesper Tallberg is now out on track. He is a 3-time Touring Pro Series champion, the American Touring Car Championship, the American GT Championship, and the World Touring Masters, and also a runner-up runner-up in Clio's last season as well.
Yeah, just lost out to Adam Vaughn, I think, and Didn't he finished 3rd, actually?
Here he comes across the line. Jesper crossing the line at a 46-1, taking second spot.
That's good. He'll take that,
yeah.
Keith.
Yeah, Adam Vaughn was last year's champion in these cars with Ryan Callen. Was a hopeful, but couldn't quite pull it all together. As you got Jay Agee.
He fell through in the final a few races. I think he couldn't show up for a few of them, so that's what kind of took Ryan out of it. I know he was very keen on winning it this season, so he's kind of got to be disheartened to have lost it pretty much at this point, you know.
Yeah, I do know he is, because he felt he was competitive enough to win, and it's just William Levesque has gotten quicker and quicker as this season has gone on, and he's just put in the effort, and both, I got to give Ryan one benefit of the doubt, and I know this for a fact is how hard it is to admin and race at the same time, because I'm basically I get the same result with with running things. It's hard because you're trying to balance doing a professional job running what we do here, and also be professional on the track and be as quick as these guys who are really just putting it down every race.
Yeah, it takes a boatload of effort to be competitive in TPS nowadays. So when you're trying to win the championship outright, which is what the level you and Ryan are at, it's very tough to do. But it looks like the THR guys, they are out in full force. William Levite, Chris Butcher, and Ben Davis, they kind of went out of the pits in squad formation there.
Did
one
they?
after the other, yeah. So these guys are on that outlap now, revving up for their flyers, yeah.
Well, here's Robert Wiesemuller crossing the line, looking to be in the 47s, 47.4. He pops into fourth place. He's just behind Gary Lennon, who these two guys have been battling pretty well in the past few races.
But Gary seems to have him by 7/10 here, because Gary's at a 46.8, so Gary's looking very competitive today.
But at a track this long, you're generally going to race a little better than you will hot lap, because it's so easy to make a mistake, and one mistake in one sector will cost you the entire track, because it's just such a momentum track with such little horsepower. That's generally why you're going to see such gaps between the drivers. Look, between Toby and Jesper, there's 3/10. Like with Tom and Toby in practice, half a second. And, I bet you when it comes down to the race, these guys are going to be nose to tail. And Callen is only 1 second off, 1/10 off of Toby Davis's time in Sector 1. Did a 24.8 in Sector 1. We're going to see how this progresses as he comes around to hit up Sector 2. Got a quick long left-hander here coming up. We go into a long sweeping. Oh, sorry, I'm a little behind him. He just came through the long sweeping left-hander, and now he's into the hairpin right, where you're trying to use a little bit of curb, a little bit out wide, get back on the curb. Don't run too wide by getting on the power too soon. We're going to see a sector time now, 2/10 off. So
he's got to be happy with that so far.
That's pretty good. That's better than he was doing all practice. So if he can keep it together in the final sector, he might be able to dissect this 6-car train of the THR drivers.
Yeah, maybe Ron is holding something back there through practice, and maybe he can get some type of pace out this car.
Little wiggle there as he comes through. Let's see what he looks like on board.
And Tom Ely, I've been monitoring him. He's just come out the pits. He's left it to the 11th hour on this one. So.
Oh, see what happened there. Ryan went really deep in compared to what Toby did. Toby braked a lot earlier and went over the curve there. Let's see what he's got. 46.2 puts him in the third.
46.2, Ryan.
Puts him in the third. Let's go check out the other THR drivers. We got Levesque's out, Butcher's out. Butcher's
Chris is
way up.
Wow.
He's it's actually a second down.
Second down, yeah.
Yeah, second down. So I finally figured that out. Ben Davis is off as well too. I just missed that. But where's Levesque? Levesque's 2/10 down. So we are looking at Toby Davis possibly taking a pole here.
Well, remember, Tom Ely, he's on his outlet right now. He's leaving it to the very end, so this is the only guy I think who can challenge Toby.
I think so, too. Thomas Matazowski slots into 5th with a 1:47.3. Very nice time from him. I bet you he's going to be looking forward to being competitive here. Levesque, again, from Toby's line compared to the other drivers we're watching, Toby really has that final corner down. And Levesque keeps it close to the walls. He crosses the line at a 46.3.
Behind
Ryan Callan. Oh, this is going to be fireworks.
We might have a story. You know, we've been downplaying it, but like you said, there's still a championship battle to be had here, Keith. So Ryan's got the advantage on the bike.
Is in 10th position. Chris Butcher in 10th position.
Chris has been off of it, Keith. So, I mean, I didn't really expect too much from him today anyway.
Well, I mean, you know what? When you're racing at this level with the guys around you that you're going to be racing, because you got to put it down every race. I mean, otherwise, just, you know what, don't show up.
I know Chris was very disappointed to kind of have fallen out the championship hunt at Calder Park, so it's kind of hard to pick himself back up for this one. Because I mean, he's got third place pretty much locked down as long as he gets 2 finishes today. So
Ely
not too much to drive
really
for.
Wide there. This is the guy who set the quickest time in practice. We're going to see what it is.
Sector 1 time here, Keith.
Sector 1, as he's coming up very close to the end of Sector 1. What's he going to do?
Can come away
what
with
has he got? Up over the crest. Left-hander. Oh, look at that! Sideways.
When Wade cut the
that's not good.
Big time there.
It's not good. He's going to be way off now.
Yeah, I mean he was straight into the dirt there, Keith. Thought he almost lost it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing him come up with a time yet. So let's see. Maybe he missed the sector cone.
Yeah, I'm tracking. I'm not seeing anything either on the actual in-game
he's
timing.
1/10 up. Yeah, okay. So he must have missed the sector cone there for Sector 1, but he's a 10th down of Toby Davis. So if he can put together a really flyer in the final sector, we might see a new pole sitter.
You remember, he's got 1 pole at Thruxton, so maybe he can get a second if he can really throw down a good Sector 3.
Well, Tom Ely's going to want to stake his claim because he's headed into the VA Championship this weekend, and Toby Davis, one of the team managers for THR, he's going to want to be beat. These guys are competing against each other in the V8s as well. So this is all about setting things up for the weekend here. Tom Ely crosses the line.
What has he got?
46-1. Second. So we got THR in first, not THR 1, 2, 3. TPS 4, THR 5th, and look at Ice Cold Racing. I know we didn't mention them in the session, but you got Gary Lennon and Eric Savite in 6th and 7th. So this is good. This is very good for them. They'll be very pleased with this result. As we're just finished off with qualifying, we're now headed into warm up.
From a viewer's perspective, I don't think we could have a better qualifying because what you're going to have, Tom Ely and Toby Davis, the 2 fastest guys through testing. They're going to have William Levesque is down in 5th, so they're not going to have to worry about him. They can have at it, see a really good race to the lead. And then you have Ryan Collin in front of William. So if Ryan could somehow get one of his classic great starts, get away from William, maybe put some more pressure on him going into race 2 here tonight.
Definitely. And I mean, just look, but also we're going to see Chris Butcher having to come through the field again. That's another thing. Chris Butcher's going to need to push his way through the field and make a good run to the front again. I mean, you've got Matazowski, who's going to be very pleased with the top 10. Ben Davis, his first race back in a while, in 8th. We've got the grid here now. Do you want to quickly run through it, Danny?
Yeah, I'll go through it. Toby Davis, of course, taking his 2nd pole of the season. In second, you have Tom Ely. He's got 1 pole. Just missed out to Mr. Davis there. Jasper Tolberg, who continuously gets great qualifying results. In third, Ryan Collins, surprising everybody to take 4th. William Levesque, the championship leader, and the championship elect, is down in 5th. A bit of trouble for him. Gary Lennon in 6th. He's got to be happy with that. Eric Savite, Ice Cold Racing guy, in 7th. Ben Davis down in 8th. We haven't seen Ben since his historic run through the grid at Thruxton, where he finished 3rd. Thomas Matazowski on 9th. Robert Wiesenmiller is going to be in front of Chris Butcher as they occupy 10th and 11th. Jay Adgie sitting there, another RPM driver, on 12th. Scott Sovic on 13th, who's had some really good form recently in Clio Euro Series. Hopes to continue that today. And Alejandro Fernandez finally gets a decent qualifying effort to get up to 14th. Christian Struve, another good qualifying result from him, up to 15th. Thomas Demelin is down there, or Tomas Demelin down there in 16th. Old Marius Miravold, not the best qualifying ever from him, down in 17th. James Johnson, who was really on it last week at Calder, seemingly falling back through the pack, down in 18th. Ike Roding, 19th. And that's Dave Simmons down in 20th. Jonathan Osaklinth in 21st. Lee Palmer, 22nd. And finally, rounding out the grid is none other than Tony Matthews in 23rd.
And then you got Rui F. Martins in 24th, and then Multi BC sitting back there in 25th.
Rui F. Martins. I was reading that as Multi BC for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, it's basically kind of what we were expecting, with a little twist by Chris Butcher being back. But again, I mean, his disheartening from the previous event would definitely be enough to do it.
I don't think Chris Butcher wasn't. I don't think he was a big story coming into this event. So I mean, I'm not too surprised to see him down in 11th, and now, of course, he's got to deal with Robert Wiesenmuller, who is a dog to get past. So it's going to be hard to see Chris coming up through the field and being a factor here today.
Yeah, I mean, Chris has the ability to. This track is very, very drafting. But, you know, with these guys up front, Davis and Ely and Tallberg, they're capable of putting it down and just getting away. And, I mean, he's going to be looking at possibly... maybe a top 5, but that's going to be a hard press to do when you think about the guys who are up front, and the guys he's got to get through. Like Wiesenmuller's not easy to get by. Matazowski, I mean, any of these guys, Davis, Tveit, Lennon, these guys, they all showed that they've got racing prowess in past events, that they can keep you behind them and do it cleanly.
I think the big thing is going to be Ryan against Jasper Tallberg to start. Ryan really needs to have a good start and get around Tallberg, because Tallberg, as you know, Keith, from driving against him in ATCC, it's almost impossible to overtake this guy. So
he's good.
He needs to get around Tallberg early, and so he can get into this battle with Toby Davis and Tom Ely for the lead.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
If he doesn't get around Tallberg, winning the bike, it's only a matter of time before he gets Ryan, because his tire life is so good. I mean, Ryan's really got to have a magic man start, so to speak.
Yeah, and a lot of the drivers are asking a little inside joke if it's Parc Ferme, but unfortunately, it is not Parc Ferme.
Yeah, I remember Ryan posted a little picture after one of the rounds, and got a bit of a laugh about that. But
yeah, just nothing but a double face palm is what it is.
Double face palm, yeah, exactly.
Double face palm. But yeah, so as we're just finishing off with qualifying here, these guys are just going to be doing...
In warm-up, only a minute and a half left in warm-up, and then we're going to go to the grid.
Minute and a half, and we're going to be headed right to the grid. So we'll just drop this video here for you. We'll be back in just a moment. And we are back. So, as we're finishing up with warm-up here, I had spoken to the drivers a little bit, just because the thing I was concerned about is the fact that the laps are so long. You're talking a minute 47, minute 46. The tires go off fairly quickly.
Yeah.
I had asked if there's a potential for having pit stops. Now, what I was told was if you can find the pit entrance, it's half an hour long. Those were Tom Ely's words. And basically what he's saying is it doesn't make sense, he said, but there could be people who blindly try it because they've gone so far off, their tires have gone so far off. So we'll wait and see. Obviously it's a long shot that someone will do that, but I mean, we saw the pit strategy attempt by Ryan Callan at Autumn Ring, and he doesn't think
infamously.
He doesn't think it failed because he ended up with the same result. However, I think you don't really. You know,
he had a 3-second lead, Keith, that he gave away.
Don't preach to the choir, man. Don't preach to the choir. But here we go. So we have 22 seconds before the lights go out. Who do you think? Who are you calling? Quickly.
Tom Ely. He's got the tire wear issues. He's on form. He's the man.
Not because he's your teammate or anything, right?
Of course not.
Yeah, okay. We're counting down. This is the penultimate race to end this championship. Here we go. We've got these Clios lined up. You've got Davis in pole position, followed by Tom Ely as the lights are going out. We're going away here for the second last race of the season. And away they go. They're headed down into turn 1. There's cars. You see the pig machine in the background.
Davis taking the lead.
Easily to lead. Ely through. Levesque's trying to make his way through. Callan into third. Callan's up.
He needed that. He needed that
Callan
one.
is
And he holds
flying
off the bike.
And Tolberg has a terrible start, which seems to be the story of his career this year. And Davis has got off clear. He's starting to gap a little bit, and Ely's following in close, but look who's right there. You got Ryan Callan in third, followed by Levesque. Callan is not going to be wasting any time here. Callan is going to want to get by Ely as soon as possible and try to keep him behind him, as now Davis is gapped a little bit.
Here's the thing.
Close in tow. Oh, look, Callan's looking down to the inside, into the left-hander.
He's going for it, Keith.
He's not wasting any time. Little contact.
He's going to make this happen here.
He's done it. Callan is into second place. Book it.
Big move there, Keith.
Big move. Callan not wasting any time. We've shown he loves the starts of the races to take advantage of all the time. And look, Levesque trying around the outside. Ely's not going to give it to him. Oh, look behind. You got who is
Ben
that?
Davis
Ben Davis.
There.
To fight. Oh, look at that.
They pushed his Butcher, Keith.
Chris Butcher's up to 9th. And look, you've got Callan in second, trying to close down on Davis, but Davis has got just massive pace here. And we have a bit of a problem as the race is set to 4 laps.
1 of 4. I'm showing 17 laps in game, Keith. So hopefully that's just a little glitch.
Hopefully it's a little glitch on the overlay. So I'm just going to pull that off. I can't really pull it off, but it shows 1 of 4 laps. Sorry, I was. Ely's down to the inside,
trying to retake the second place. And he's done it.
He's done it. Ely's back by. So Ely is now back up to second, taking his rightful spot from where he qualified, with Callan in third, Levesque in fourth. Back in fifth is Eric Tveit, Ice Cold Racing, followed by Ben Davis, followed by Tolberg, who had a very poor start.
He must really struggle on those cold tires, Keith.
4 positions lost. Gary Lennon's lost 2. Oserklint into the pits, Palmer into the pits, Demelin into the pits. All must have jumped the start a little bit.
Wow.
Oh, Ely sideways!
Ryan's capitalized!
Oh no, we caught this! I don't believe this. He has caught the back of Tom Ely as Ely was trying to recover.
No!
We are gonna. Oh, there's parts everywhere.
Carnage.
Let's see what happened here. So Ely comes up and over. He gets airborne, launches. Now, the thing with this is
Ryan's going to try to make a daring cut back on the inside, and it just doesn't come off.
Sorry, I just caught the wrong button there. Oh, brother.
That's pretty much that's a championship, Keith. Ryan's down to
13th
position.
Right there.
Levesque is up to second with Tveit behind him, and you got to think Tveit's not going to give him any trouble. So we're pretty much seeing the Clio Euro Series Season 2 champion being crowned here.
Yeah, definitely. And I just want to see if I can catch that replay one more time. No, I don't think I'm going to, because I just want to see this one more time if we can. So Ely, and he gets launched by, there we go. So he gets sideways. Callan comes up, tries to cross over, and Ely's trying to slow down very late. But I mean, you're coming downhill, it's a little blind, and he just catches the rear quarter, the rear bumper of Ely, and it just sends him. It's like a synchronized swimming contest here, but on sand. Very synchronized. So I'm going to get back live because this is old news now. I mean, it's done. It's over. We're going to head forward and watch what's happening up front with Toby Davis leading by a healthy margin with Levesque closing. And look who's there. Eric Tveit in third place, taking advantage of the misfortune of others. Eric Tveit is sitting pretty in a podium position right now as they're running on the third lap right now of 17. I know it says lap 3 or 4, but the race is set for 17 laps. So Eric Tveit is going to be very pleased, but he still has a long way to go. He has a very long way to go, and this would be a fantastic result for the man, Eric Tveit.
Yeah, he just needs to stick into Levick's draft here and just kind of latch on to Levick and just have him save his tires. Save his tires, because it's going to be a long race here, Keith.
Oh, and I just caught this here. Callan is back up on the back of Tom Ely, and there's a little bit of a flash. I don't know what exactly is happening here, but let's see if there's any bad blood headed off in between here.
Keith, these guys have a track record of not really playing nice, and again we see these guys draw some contact.
Yeah, I know, and I know that Callan is on thin ice with his final warning. The officials will have to have a look at that. I mean, obviously there's extenuating circumstances as you're coming over the crest of a hill, guys sideways. You're trying to avoid him.
Yeah. There was nothing in there. Ryan pretty much couldn't avoid that one. He's fighting for a championship. Really need to make that overtake. Nothing untoward about that move whatsoever to me.
Gary Lennon had just pitted. I think there was contact between him and Talborg through that incident, and I think he must have got a puncture because he has just pitted. So Gary Lennon, unfortunately for Ice Cold Racing, has had to pit very early in this race. Toby Davis, fastest lap of the race with a 1:46.9 as we're following along with Mirvold in 8th?
Mirvold, he qualified 18th, so yeah, he's
up 17th. He's up 9 positions. Johnson in the pits, Simmons in the pits. There's cars pitting very early for damaged tires, whatever. I mean, these guys are planning for a non-stop race.
Yeah, and I think Jasper Talbot lost his front clip and a little contact in that first lap.
He did, yeah. I think there was. Chris Butcher, we just got the tail end of that.
And we saw was going to go through.
And look, at the same spot that Tom Ely had the same problem. Look, under braking, sideways, and he just does a little bit of a dip and a slide, and Wiesemuller carries on through. So Wiesemuller capitalizing.
The cars get very off balance getting up that hill, and it's just one small little twitch, and you're around.
Yeah, and the cars are getting very light.
That lead between Toby Davis and William Levick was 1 second, 1.8 seconds. Now it's 1.3. So Levick is already doing away with Davis's lead.
Yeah, and also he's gapping a little bit from Tveit, who's really pushing hard to keep on. These are the two young guns in this championship too, and also in Touring Pro Series. Oh,
yeah,
look, Tveit, nice run through there.
Tveit is right there. He's not letting Levick kill away here.
I gotta go back just a few spots because Tom Ely makes his way through on Mirvold up to 8th position after the contact with him and Callan. Now Matizowski's trying to take advantage of Ely going by. Matizowski's all over the back of Mirvold, down to the inside of Mirvold. Is he going to do it?
Watch between him.
Very tight. Very tight. And Ryan Callan is trying to get by, but I mean, you get a little rattled when you have something like this. I mean, when you have little problems early on, it's hard to recover from that. It's very hard.
I don't think he's got any damage on that car, but that spin, of course, probably just threw his tires off just a bit. Maybe got him heated up a little bit more.
Heat him up a little bit. So now he's all over the back of Matizowski.
And he would go over. We're getting toward that crest, so he's got to watch it.
And look, here we go. Looking back from Matizowski's car. Callan right on the back bumper. Is he going to look down the inside? Matizowski defends. Callan to the outside. Matizowski's going to go wide. Callan tries to cross over. Not going to happen. Matizowski's not giving any room to the TPS admin, saying, this is my spot. You're going to need to earn it.
Oh,
and Matizowski's, look at this. Callan is trying every which way he can to make a move. And look, he's gone by down the inside into the carousel here.
We saw him make a move like this on Tom Ely in the first lap, and he does it on Matizowski here.
Yes, and now you've got Callan up to 10th position, chasing down Mirvold, but Tom Ely gapping him. I'm going to get back to the front here because it looks like
pretty much reeling in Toby Davis hand over fist down to 9/10 that gap is. So it's only a matter of time before he gets to him.
And you heard that Toby said, "Well, I'm here to help him win the championship. I know he's going to want to win." So, but.
At this point, no, because you've got Ryan down in 10th position.
True.
Toby couldn't care less about helping Levick right now.
But
he wants to get a win under his belt.
But you know that you know what it's like. Even when you're battling just friendly, anything could happen. I mean, Levick could drop a wheel in the heat of battle, spin, take his motor out, or drop a wheel or something, and then race over 0 points, and then all of a sudden now it's an issue.
Sure, because this championship would have been over already if it wasn't for Levick's 0-point score at round 2,
yes.
The second race of Thruxton. So
yeah, and Tom Ely just sets the fastest lap at a 46.720. Tom Ely was second place in qualifying, but he got a little loose. If you're just joining in, he got a little loose coming over the crest of a hill and spun, or actually, sorry, hit a curb, got airborne, spun, and as he was trying to recover, Callan hit the back of him. I don't think there was fault, but I'm only looking from the broadcast booth here. And look, who's this?
Ben Davis is off.
Ben Davis is off. What happened to him?
Completely into the tire barrier there.
Same spot. Look, THR is having all sorts of trouble. This is the crest where...
Airborne.
Look at this. I got to go back a little bit. And look,
this is a pretty bad crash here, Keith. Wow.
So look, here he comes. He comes over, gets the curb, gets a little squirrely, out wide, and then he tries to recover by turning down. I think he gets the curb, launches the car. It's a little bit of lag, and he just straight on and right into the tires. And see, this is what I'm talking about. If this happens to Levesque, there's a problem there. Because now Ben Davis is missing his front clip. Wiese Mueller is now, something happened to Jay Agee.
Yeah, in all due respect to Ben Davis there, Levick's of a different class when it comes to driving, and I have a hard time thinking he's going to, after seeing so many drivers have trouble around that crest, he's not going to try anything crazy. I think he's going to be okay.
No, but I'm not saying he's going to do it on his own. I'm saying that if Toby feels he wants to race for the win and they battle, anything can happen. It doesn't matter how innocent the racing is. You miss a break point, you drop a wheel, it happens. It just, I think when Toby was talking to us pre-race, he was saying he wants to eliminate any possibilities of ruining the championship. So I think it's safe to say that if William gets on him and he's quicker, Toby's going to clear away. That's just, I truly believe that, because Toby doesn't have skin in the game here. He can qualify the next race, get pole, possibly win there, but I don't think he's going to do anything to hinder Levesque's progress if he's on him, because they're chatting it up right now talking about this. This is championship.
I'm pretty much on board with you here, Keith, because, I mean, Tveit seems just that much faster than Toby, and it seems he's reeling him in here with ease. And like I said, the deeper we go into this race, the better Levick's tires are going to get. So I really don't see Toby having what it takes to hold off his teammate. And the surprise of the race is obviously Tveit. He is not allowing these two guys in Toby Davis and Levick to get away. He is holding his ground in third. Yeah, and Jasper Talbert, he's about to get drawn into a battle here with Chris Butcher over fourth position. Chris Butcher, he's recovered after his off moment at the crest where he spun the car around, and remarkably, he's still in fifth place, but Tom Ely is actually just behind him, about a couple car lengths away, so he's got to keep a mind on the THR Nocturne driver.
Definitely, and we've got Butcher. I'm on board with Butcher right now as he's closing in on Talberg, who, as you can see, I'll just quickly jump ahead to.
Well, if you go to TV cam there for a minute, you've got a really good battle between Butcher, Ely, and Wiesenmuller.
Oh, there we. Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking at the kid. There we go. There. So Butcher. Now Tom Ely's the quickest man on the track. Wiesenmuller. Oh, down to the inside.
Wow, makes that look easy.
What a move! Oh, that was beautiful by Tom Ely, down to the inside into the hairpin there, the final corner.
He just shot underneath Butcher. Like,
let's look at this. Let's see what he's working with.
A brake modification?
I don't know. Do you think? I don't think
Chris might just made a mistake there.
I think he just locked up a little bit and carried on.
Yeah, I guess probably Chris is going to feel some residual effects from spinning the car like he did a few laps earlier.
Definitely, and we're going to go back to live here but Wiesenmuller's doing good to keep point with these guys. Oh, Ely's wide again in the same spot.
No, he's going to watch it. He's got to watch it there.
Oh, and there's contact. You look at now. This is going to let Wiesenmuller close up. Just ahead you got. Look at the damage to Talberg's car.
So you gotta think he's gonna get reeled in by these guys so they can. Tom and Chris can just sort it out here.
Oh, and Levesque is now only 2/10 back of Toby Davis. We're gonna have to catch this because you're gonna know.
Look at Tveit. He's right there though.
Eric Tveit. Okay, actually very tenacious. But let me just quickly look here as to what kind of times. Eric Tveit is running. Eric Tveit did the last lap. He did a 47.5. Levesque 47.6, Toby Davis 48.0. So Tveit is setting the pace between these three cars right now, but he is getting a bit of a tow. Oh, and look, Toby Davis struggles a little bit off that corner there.
Yeah, Toby Davis is good on his tires, but he's just not as good as the Vike. So it's going to be hard to see him holding off his teammate the deeper we go into this event.
Definitely. And who do you see in the background there? There's Ryan Callan chasing down Robert Wiesemuller, who's in 6th position. Butcher in 5th. Jesper Talberg in 4th. Tveit, Levesque, and Toby Davis. Now, if Levesque gets close enough, I mean, I'd like to stay with this because I want to see if something should happen. And
he's got no ties to these THR guys. This is finally we see another guy in another team in a battle for the lead. So, and with the ice cold racing, I think Tveit is going to be very sporty the deeper we go here, Keith.
Well, and also Eric Tveit, Ice Cold Racing, Gary Lennon, race 1. Remember his sporting battle he had. Oh, and a little further back, Ryan Callan is really struggling with the car. I'll see if I can get a replay of this. He is all. I'm not going to catch it. But I wanted to show you. Oh, and Jesper Talberg's off.
Talberg's sideways. Butcher almost is in. Here comes Wiesemuller going to have a look maybe.
Oh, Wiesemuller's trying to take advantage of it, make hay while the sun shines. Gives him a little bump, sends him wide. Wiesemuller trying to the outside, going to cross back over.
This is an overtaking spot, though. No, Chris is going to hold it. He's going to hold the line.
Butcher does a good job, holds the tight line. Wiesemuller's going to try the momentum pass.
Whoa, the Vike took the lead, but he almost went off. And now Toby's got it back to, Levike rather into Vike. That's very tongue twister, actually. But now Vike is going to be challenging him.
We're not going to see it, unfortunately.
Yeah, Levike took the lead just for a moment there, but then he went very wide at the next corner, and Toby was able to get back through. We're seeing some chat room conversation that Toby is going to fight for this position, and I guess they're right because obviously Toby took the position right back from his teammate Tveit.
Well, we've got, I mean, Eric Tveit right there, and all it takes is one mistake, and Eric Tveit's trying to capitalize. Could you imagine how incredibly excited he will be to take a win here if it comes through?
It would be unbelievable for him because he's not a guy we really associate with wins in this series so far. But maybe we're seeing a different look from Tveit. And I'm sorry, I keep saying Tveit when I mean Levike, and it's just really throwing me right now, Keith.
Well, we've got Toby Davis leading, William Levesque in 2nd, followed by Eric Tveit. Now, Tveit's dropped off a little bit. Levesque is battling hard for this win. I don't know, but like Levesque, does he need to try this hard for this win? This is just championship
no.
now.
He could even fall back behind Tveit and still be just fine. Well, because his only competition is Ryan Callan, who's down 8th, and Ryan's not going to surpass him by the end of this race.
No, and he's struggling a bit too. And a little further back, let's see what we can catch. We give some guys some playback here. Lee Palmer, a little further back. Christian Struze, Alejandro Fernandez, Rui F. Martins, James Johnson, not having the run he'd like. I know he had to pit early. Gary Lennon, very unfortunate for him because he's now looking to be lapped. As you can see the guys in the background there, the 3 cars training, his teammate also. But back to the front, we've got, there they are as they come through. Toby Davis, William Levesque, Eric Tveit, 1, 2, 3. We are now on the 10th lap with 17.
Yeah, I'm just very impressed by Tveit. He's not allowing Toby Davis and Levesque to go away. So, I mean, if those guys have a bit of trouble, maybe have a little contact, you're right. Tveit is going to be able to get through it, maybe take his first ever TPS victory. Yeah, and Tom Mealy, I mean, we saw this from him before, but he's recovered through the pack. I mean, he did this at Thruxton once, but now he's 4th after dropping down to, I think, 11th at one point after a spin.
Yeah, and, well, I mean, who is the other driver who's made up some good spots is Olmarius Mirvold, gaining, I think, 8 positions at this point. Yeah, it doesn't show there, but 8 positions.
Yeah, he's starting in 17th, yeah.
And look, Talberg's really struggling at this point now. But Callan equally struggling. I'm watching him on my other screen here, and he's off the track more than he's on it right now. So, you know, a motivation drops when you start. Oh, look, Wiesemuller.
Watch it.
Callan back there too. That's the worst spot on this track for these cars because once you get out there, you're done.
A lot of guys are running wide there, Keith, and they have to really watch it. Otherwise, it's so easy to spin it there.
Yes, definitely. And if you look here, that Tveit has dropped his pace a little bit. I'm going to quickly track the time so we can know exactly where they're at. But Eric Tveit, 48.0 last lap. Levesque 47.9 and Toby Davis a 47.7. So he has dropped the pace a little bit. These two guys up front have done their work. They know what the car's like at the later stages of this race with the amount of laps they put in. But Davis, I'm guessing, is hungry for this win. He wants to have this under his belt heading into the season opener for the V8 championship.
Yeah, he's opened up the gap to now over half a second, so he's looking actually like the likely winner now at this point. So obviously our viewers are right that Toby's not going to give this one up.
You know how much racing is left, Danny. There's still 7 laps left at just under 2 minutes. You're talking 11, 12 minutes of racing left. So.
Even still, I thought that Levesque would have been through at this point, and Toby Davis,
look at this. Wiesemuller under attack by Jesper Tolberg and Ryan Callan. Wiesemuller.
Yeah, I'm curious about that Ryan and Tallberg battle. That's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah, well I know they're not going to be. It's not going to be too crazy, but you know they're going to battle hard. But Wiesemuller's liking this, having these guys behind him. He's in 6th place, a very respected finish. I think Wiesemuller's best finish of the season was a 5th, I believe. I think he got a 5th. I'd have to double check the results. I believe
it might
it's
have been at Calder Park, not Calder Park. It was maybe even Calder Park. I think
it was Calder Park. Wiesemuller, let me just quickly look. I believe Wiesemuller has had some...
I know he's had a few 6th positions, and that was actually, I think, the round before at Verano.
Well, he's had his best finish, was at Autumn Ring of a 7th in the Clios this season.
Yeah, and Ryan Collins going to go around the outside on Jasper Tallberg to take over that 7th position. So that was a very nice overtake by Ryan.
Let's have a look. So here he goes. He sets him up. Goes down the inside, gives him a little nudge, then he gets to the outside where he's carrying the momentum, and he's just squeezes him a little bit. Now he's got a little bit of overlap, and he's able to cross over and hold the line. And Tallberg's not going to fight too hard. He doesn't want to go and smash him off because that's going to look bad.
Yeah, that's just a classic example of setting up an overtake over multiple corners. Most of the time we see overtakes just through one corner, but Ryan's really showing his level of knowledge there, doing that through, I think, a string of 3 corners and finally getting
back on the inside of Davis! Not going to happen. And look, Tveit closes in. See, Davis, he knows that his defending is not going to hinder there, so I think that's why he's going to stuff it down. Now, I mean, truthfully, I guess if everyone's saying he wants this win bad, he's going to do what he can to get it, and Toby knows how to win. We've seen it in World Touring Masters.
Those guys almost had a bit of contact there, so if that happens again, Tveit is right there because that's allowed him to close the gap.
Eric Tveit is probably just hoping.
He's going to have enough time. Whoa!
Okay, here we go. Davis seems. You know what? Is it just me or does Levesque doesn't look in form like he does in previous races? He's got tire smoke. He's always sliding around. Davis looks like Levesque in past races.
Well, I'm not sure what's going on because Levesque is still not letting Toby get away, so he's got the pace. But an overtake around this track is looking a lot harder than what we see normally.
Oh, and look, he's all over the back of him. Levesque trying to get by, and Levesque thinks better. Tveit
going to smash his nose there.
Oh, is he going to? No, he's just thinking of it. This is good battling.
Right there, Keith, because just a battle in the podium positions like this, he's got to be absolutely thrilled about this, Keith.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Davis is not just going to give this up quietly. He's not going to go quietly into the night. Actually, if you think about this, if it ends the way it is right now, we will be crowning our champion, William Levesque, for Season 2 of the Clio Euro Series. So that's got to be weighing in the back of his mind. But Tveit, the only thing on his mind is the hardware. He's thinking, I want that top spot. I want to dance. I want to spray that champagne all over the place.
And just last contact
a little bit.
Yeah, a little trouble with it. The last lap, Tveit was in 48 in the 48s. Meanwhile, Toby Davis and William Levesque were in the 49s. So those guys, they're definitely falling back to Tveit because they're having so much, they're battling for their position so much.
Well, here's the other thing, too. I mean, we've seen this before. Now, I don't know, maybe the gap's a little too big, but the gap between Tveit and Ely is 5.2 seconds. But you know what it gets like when you start getting heavy battling. We saw this at round 1 when Jack Keithley closed it. Oh, Tveit sideways.
Ooh.
Saves it, though. Like, see what I'm saying though? There's actually tire smoke coming off of William Levesque's car, and we haven't seen a puff of smoke in his car all season.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, what's going on? You got so many elevation changes in this track that when you're on the brakes behind another car, it gets very dicey.
And look, here we go. We're on board with Toby Davis, looking back at our potential champion for Season 2, William Levesque. The two THR drivers, different, same name, different teams though. Eric Tveit and Ice Cold Racing. Who's that parked back there? Let's have a look. It's going to be Dave Simmons, I believe, just parked in the back. He just gets out of the way. He doesn't want anything to do with this battle here. Toby Davis winds through this track here at Infineon or Sears Point, whatever you'd like to call it. And Levesque sideways off the track a little bit. But see, look, he gaps there. Seems like in the latter parts of this track, and then Levesque closes in the first sectors.
Yeah, I think the guy off the track there was Rui F. Martins. He seems to have lost his front clip, and it looks like Butcher's going to get him in a few corners here.
Yeah, and Ailey's still pushing. He's down. The gap's down to 4.8. 4.8.
Yeah, I mean, so Ely was the fastest car on track for a little bit there, and he's still in the low 48s, and it was in the 47s not long before that. So he's going to catch these guys if they continue to battle like this.
4.5. Now it's 4.3.
Yeah, and Tveit now is all over the bike, so maybe you are right, Keith. Looks like William is not his usual tire-savvy self today.
Yeah, and I mean, if you notice, Levesque has fallen off. Davis has pulled a significantly 1.3 seconds, where he's been on his bumper for the past few laps. So this battle here is now the one that's heated up. Tveit, Levesque, the two young guns in Touring Pro Series, and Ely trying to close in. Like, look at that, he can actually see him. Now this is when you get motivated. This is as a driver, if you've had an incident and you know you're fast and you're still dinging off fast laps, your car's in good shape, you got a few laps left, there's a battle ahead, and you're coming around a corner like this, and then when you get to the straight, you can see the guys you're chasing down. It's pure motivation. You can actually see the cars up there, and you're like, okay, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to get there. Now, when we cross the next sector, we'll see it.
Yeah, we saw a full spin by Ely, so this is quite remarkable. I mean, if he could just find a way to get off the line a little better, get into the lead, he would have a race win by now, Keith.
Definitely, and you can see the gap is now down to 3.9 seconds. So he is closing half a second a sector almost. So, I mean, I don't want to get too premature here, but I think we're going to see it. And Levesque gets a little loose there. Tveit's got a good run. He's going to be looking around the outside. It's not the right spot there, but if he gets into the slipstream and tries to bang one down the inside, Tveit to the inside of Levesque. No, not going to do it. Levesque, crosses over. Tveit through the second. Tveit, Ice Cold Racing. Eric Tveit with a beautiful move. I need to give him some airplay. Look at this. Look at this setup. Eric Tveit gets a good run off there. The chat room is blowing up. Everyone's cheering for Tveit. And look at this move. Levesque defends down the inside. Tveit goes back to the outside. Levesque blocks up, and then you see Tveit crosses over. A textbook crossover move.
That was brilliant, Keith. Absolutely
beautiful
brilliant.
Move. Oh, look, they're back at it. Levesque's trying to run the outside. Tveit not going to have any of it. Crossing over these guys, and this is the trouble spot. Tveit holding together down the hill. Levesque looking to go through. Not going to happen. Tveit is holding on to this. The chat room is blowing up. The Tveit fan club is here in full force. And look who's in the background. Tom Ely is now 2.2 seconds back of this battle. Levesque down the inside. In the carousel. Tveit crossing over. No! He can't do it. He can't do it. Tveit. Tveit just gave it up. He should have defended. He knows that's a good passing spot. Oh, man, Tveit, the fan club's not going to like that.
He's having a very good look on the championship elect here. So well done to Tveit. Massive show.
Yeah, massive. And now Tom Ely, though, is loving this.
He's right there, Keith. Wow.
He is loving this.
Completely took advantage of that little scrap between the two, and it's about only less than a second off these guys.
It's 1 second back to Tveit's bumper, and Toby Davis is rubbing his hands together.
He's gone.
He's licking his choppers. It's almost dinner time. He has got the plate in front of him, and he is hungry. This win is almost his. Eric Tveit looking really good. This is where he got him last time. He's sideways. He loses his momentum.
Oh, watch it there.
Now, what has he got? Tom Ely's back there, and he is sniffing around, trying to take the spot away from Tveit, where the fan club will start booing Tom Ely.
It would be such a shame to see Tveit, after such a great race, lose a podium position.
I know, but I mean, if he could pull it together for these last few laps, we're starting the 17th lap. This is the final lap. Tveit has one more chance to take over second spot from if he finishes in second or third, William Levesque will win this championship. So Levesque is driving to win this championship. Tveit is going for the glory here.
Oh yeah, he wants to get that podium result to put his stamp on this season with this one.
Definitely, and Toby Davis, flawless drive from him. Tveit sideways, he's off of it!
Watch it! Can't lose it around that crest, otherwise you could be flipped around in an instant.
Yeah, and Tveit now is into the grips of Ely. So if he can hold on, let's just go back a little bit. Callan's up to 6. He's gotten by Wiesemuller. Talberg's dropped a little bit. But yeah, these guys are struggling. You can tell their tires have gone off. But this is the battle here. Can Tom Ely make a move on Tveit and anger the Eric Tveit fan club?
Yeah, looks like Tveit's holding him off so far. But it's going to be hard for Ely to get up to Tveit and then pull this overtake off in just one more lap.
Ely's so good through this corner, though. I've been watching him lap for lap. He's very good.
Look at that. Wow, pulled right up to the bumper.
Pulls right up. Now he's got the slipstream. They're going to be going through this kind of like snake portion of the track, and then they're coming into the carousel, I call it. It's the downhill left-hander.
Yeah, and Levesque has pulled away from these guys, so it looks like he's going to be on for a second place finish. But the question is,
look, Ely's all over the back.
One more lap to go into this one.
Let's see what we've got. Looking back from Eric Tveit. Tom Ely trying to take a podium position after a poor start. Number 69, Tom Ely for THR Nocturne. Tveit locks up into the final corner.
Ely's going to have a look.
Not going to do it.
Can't get the run up that corner. Not going to be able to get the traction. No, he's done. I think he's alongside him. He's going to take the position.
Oh, he did it. He did it.
He got the traction at that corner.
Oh, man, he got the traction coming off the last corner.
That was it, Keith.
That's it. Tom Ely takes it from Eric Tveit. I was trying to give Toby Davis his due for taking his first win of this season. I apologize, but that was a great finish for both of those drivers. Great comeback for Ely. Great run for Tveit.
Wow, such a shame for Tveit. He had the podium, and now it's gotten away from him at the very last.
At the very last, it is. But you know what? We'll just quickly run down. Toby Davis taking his first win in the Clio Euro Series. He'll be very pleased. Levesque, second. Third, Tom Ely. Fourth, Eric Tveit. Well done, young man. Fifth, Chris Butcher. Sixth, Ryan Callan. Seventh, Robert Wiesemuller. Eighth, Jesper Talberg. Ninth, Omarius Mirvold. 10th, Tomasz Mededzowski. 11th, Jay Adji. 12th, Jonathan Osterklint after pitting early. So a very good comeback for Jonathan.
Oh, yeah. Well done.
Very good. He jumped the start and had to stop in the pits, and this pit lane is 30 seconds long, so he might have maybe won this race.
Hey, maybe.
Tony Matthews, 13th. 14th, Ike Roding. 15th, Lee Palmer. 16th, Alejandro Fernandez. And that will, there's a few guys still crossing the line, but man, the story is Eric Tveit nearly holding off for a podium position. So unfortunate.
Almost got second at one point there, Keith. So brilliant drive by the young Tveit.
I know. Phenomenal. But Toby Davis, you got to give it to him. They're calling it 25-1 odds for Toby Davis, and he pulled it off. So, yeah, I mean, it was a good race. And remember, guys, if you're just tuning in, this is only the first half. We still have another Super Pole qualification followed by another race. So, and
I'm curious what Tveit's going to do in this race too. But Tom Ely's got to be thinking, I can do away with this field. You know, after falling back to 11th and shooting into the top 3 with only a half a race to do it is unbelievable. So if he can start from podium and just finally get a good start, I think this is your race 2 winner.
Yeah, no, definitely. And actually, now that Toby just sent me a quick message telling me he said he was telling Will to get the hell away from him because he's using words like seriously now and what's the point? And then his tires went off, and Toby was very happy to keep that together. But we're just quickly going to go over to the next session. So as we wait for this to load up, we're just going to leave you with this. All right, guys, we're back, and we can now officially say, well, provisionally, but also kind of officially, points-based, William Levesque is our Clio Euro Series Season 2 champion. Congratulations, Will. Well done.
Yeah, well done, William.
He's well deserving. He's put in the effort. I mean, he just showed it there. Had a great run too, even in this race. I mean, he doesn't give up. He just keeps pushing. And look, he's out there now. He's gone out early on, like Toby did the last session.
Yeah. William, he surprised us in his round one victory at Poznan, but now it's become no surprise. He is the top driver in Clio Euro Series after getting one round with a 0 point score, and there's no drop rounds for this series, by the way. He's come back to still clinch it pretty much before the final race. So it's an unbelievable drive from William Levesque.
Definitely, and you know what? The other thing is now. Maybe this race we're going to see him battling a little harder with Mr. Toby Davis.
He's got nothing to lose now. So
nothing to lose. So maybe he might do something, piss his teammates off a little bit.
Take a shot at one of the team managers.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Well, no, definitely. This has been an interesting season, and Levesque just showed that he wanted this championship bad, and he put it down. I mean, he's got. Let me just quickly look here at his results because. He's got 7 wins, okay? 7 wins out of 10 races. That is unbelievable.
Yeah. Actually, what is it, 11 races now?
Yeah, so okay, here's his results as the season goes. First, second. First, second. First, second. First. Third, 21st, first, and then a second. So
you completely lost me with that one, Keith.
Sorry, okay. I was just reading through his results as the season goes on.
With 7 wins in 11 rounds.
Yeah, 7 wins in 11 rounds.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, 7 wins in 11 rounds. He's got basically
11 races.
Yeah, he's been podium pretty well every race, except for the one he went out. So, I mean, how can you stop someone who's winning that well? I mean, he's it's on point with the Stoffel Van Dorn season in the ATCC. Yeah. Obviously, a little shorter season and different cars, but again, it's just a domination. And actually, now you've got
Stoffel. He killed everybody with raw pace in ATCC. William Levesque just killed everybody with his driving style, his driving technique, and just how he's able to preserve the tires.
Absolutely, no, definitely. And the THR guys went out really quickly early on, and the quickest of them all is Chris Butcher.
I think it goes to show what you were saying, that maybe the THR is going to loosen up a little bit. They've got everything in the bag at this point, so now they're just going out there for kicks. They're
just like, all right, let's get out there. Let's have a quick run. Let's have some fun. But right now, you've got Levesque has gone purple in Sector 2.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't know how Chris Butcher, he lost his clip, and he's on his qualifying lap, so a little trouble from him or something?
Did he? No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he lost that clip.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Come on, really?
Maybe they're taking it a little too easy, the THR guys.
Come on, this isn't nap time. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're still racing here. So William Levesque crosses the line for the first time in this for a Super Pole lap, 46.6, not the greatest.
Off of it.
Toby Davis coming across. I'm going to say Toby Davis will be taking provisional pole here as he comes across the line with a 46.1. So pole position, provisional pole to William Levesque. Ely
right
not
for
on
the
track,
picking
so
with Tom Ely,
Chris Butcher is going to be he's in a 52, 53. So now Chris Butcher is going to be coming through the field even further this time. Maybe that was all planned, and he's just trying to have some fun.
I don't know what Chris is doing.
I don't know either, man. Gary Lennon across the line into fourth. Jesper Tallberg 46.6 with in the third. So now maybe there's a chance for Callan to put some. Where is Callan?
Well, Ryan's still in the pits. Usually we see him out very early, but he is looks like taking an extra long stint in the garage.
Yeah, he's just having a little nap.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ryan had such a great start in race 1, but unfortunately he had some trouble with Tom Ely. Probably just sapped his soul. probably just gotta pull himself together and just have a nice final race for some fun here.
Definitely, yeah. It's Jay Adji crossing the line here, probably going to slot into the top, well, obviously the top 10 right now, but he's going to be 5th, actually, 47.6, puts him ahead of Tomasz Demelin, Lee Palmer, Rui F. Martins, and Chris Butcher, who lost his clip in qualifying, which we're still not sure how that happened.
Yeah, that's a first.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery which we'll never know.
Yeah, it looks like I'm still checking on some of the leaders. Tom Eden and Ryan Collins. Those are the guys we're waiting for to come out the pits, and they're still in it. Robert Wiesenmuller we're now on board with. Robert, he was what did he finish? 7th in the first race. So
yeah,
I mean
think so.
Yeah, he's very strong here, and so far he's down there. He's down.
He's up on Toby Davis. He's up on Toby Davis.
Down is up. Okay.
That's right. Now you got it. He's up.
All right. He's up on Toby Davis through Sector 1, so maybe he's going to have a look into that THR contingent and try to break things up at the front.
We're trying to mix it up with a little bit of RPM orange up in there, right?
Yeah, because we saw Ice Cold Racing and Tveit there shake it up inside the top 3 for race 1, so maybe we can get RPM up there. And speaking of Tveit, he's still in the pits as well.
Everyone's just taking their sweet time out there, man. No one's in a hurry. This is a nice, relaxing event now. But he's still on point right now. Ryan, who is that? Wiesenmuller still on fire. He's now down.
Yeah, he's down
6/10 of a second. So that's going to put him, like, if he dropped right there, he would be into the 4th position, right by Gary Lennon again.
Yeah, those guys have just turned into a big rivalry there.
Yeah, they're like the odd couple.
Yeah. And it looks like he's just now pulling out the pit, so he's got to complete his out lap, and then we'll see the race 1 surprise go for his hot lap.
Well, now we got some comparisons. Is it going to be Stoffel Levesque or William Van Dorn?
William Van Dorn, I don't even know where you're going with this one.
I don't know. There's a couple comparisons to Stoffel Van Dorn with his run this championship.
Oh,
but Robert Wiesenmuller goes to a 47.6, so he really lost it in the last sector. Who
Still
else is
behind
on track
Gary
now?
Lennon, though, but about by 7/10. But yeah, I mean, we're going to see Levesque and Stoffel Van Dorn for VV8, so that's going to be another interesting battle to keep an eye on. The 2 latest TPS champions.
Definitely. And I mean, if you think about what we're looking at in V8s, Jesper Tallberg, the 3-time champion, William Levesque, champion, Stoffel Van Dorn, champion, Gregory DeGrief, champion.
Yeah.
4 TPS champions in one 30-car grid.
And then I don't think you even mentioned Florian Strauss.
Wow.
Champion.
Wow. Oh, man, he's going to be so pissed at me if he sees this.
Yeah.
Sorry, 5. I did this last night in my head, too. 5. Florian Strauss, the reigning V8 champion, the fastest pre-qualifier, the guy everyone's trying to catch. So 5 TPS champions running in one championship. It doesn't get much better. Then you add on guys like
the big names,
Gregos,
Peter Casa, a lot of big names indeed. Stephen Diem, who's also another guy, and it's going to be a huge series, but it's a bit like Formula One with all the champions on one grid.
Exactly. No, I totally agree. It's going to be Peter Dweebelaar, WTM champion.
Peter Dweebelaar, another champion.
Tommy Ohala. I did this in my head last night. I should have written it down.
I guess you should have.
Thank you, Tommy, for that. But yeah, so that's going to be our 6 champions in 30 cars on the grid.
And I mention this, and no disrespect to Peter Dweebelaar, but he's kind of an afterthought with all the guys in the championship. So he's got to reprove himself in TPS once again, I guess.
Definitely. Well, I mean, everyone's after the prize. GamePod stepping up. It's going to be a really exciting championship. And I mean, I hate to take away from the Clios right now, but I mean, right now our championship has been sewed up, and this is merely going to be a fun race for the remainder, because I think the championship standings, unless there's I don't think there's going to be much change in the championship standings at this point, because
no, you got Tom Ely who's going to try to overtake Gary Lennon.
He already has.
Yeah. Toby Davis is going. I think he's leapfrogged Robert Wiesenmuller for 7th. So there's a few things that still need to be worked out a little further down the grid. But at the front, it's pretty much locked tight. William Levesque on 1, Ryan Collins on 2, and Chris Butcher on 3.
Definitely, and I mean, Eric Tveit right now is looking to. What he's looking to do is pull off a top 3. I think that would cap his season off. For how the season's gone. Tom Ely's gone purple. He is up in Sector 1 on our man Toby Davis, who is at a 46.1. So that would put him down into the 45s. Again, the only 45, because I think Davis was the only 45 the last run around.
Yeah, and I think Tveit is about to finish his lap, so I'm curious where he's going to come up. But we'll continue to ride on board.
No,
here we go with Tveit. Yeah.
And then there's Callan there, so he just started. So Tveit is going to be coming up to cross the line. I'm going to go to the timing, which all of you can go to liveracers.com and find Touring Pro Series on there to keep track of our live timing.
I know he did this a while ago, but it's up to third now.
Oh, he just snuck under the radar.
Yeah, so THR1,
did he have his front clip on?
He had his front clip on, so
look
there's
at
no
this.
strategy here.
You got Ely's purple, Callan's purple, Davis purple.
Ben Davis!
Oh, Tveit in the fifth. Let's go back.
Gary Lennon, though, just by 1,000th of a second, though.
Let's go back through. We got to get to Tom Ely here. Tom Ely's going to be crossing line, then we'll follow Callan, and then we'll get to Ben Davis. But right now, Tom Ely is a ways ahead.
I want to see him get a win here, Keith, because obviously that's going to give him some confidence going into.
I know you're rooting for your teammate.
He is my teammate. I need my team boss to get that confidence going.
Oh, here he comes. Tom Ely crosses the line.
There you go, Tom. There 45.
You go. 45.
Smashes Toby's time by 3/10. Well done, Mr. Ely.
And Ben Davis is up.
Get out of here, Ben. Get out of here.
Ben Davis is up here. He is looking to take this away from Tom Ely.
I need Toby to get on the line and talk to his little bro real quick. Tell him to knock this off.
Calm it down a little bit. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Tom needs that confidence boost here, headed into V8. Ben Davis coming up to the final corner here. Where's Ryan Callan? Oh, here we go. Ryan Callan is going to cross the line. Third. There we go.
Let's take that.
Let's get back to Ben. Is Ben going to take it? I don't think he is. I can't see it.
We'll see. He's coming to the line.
Third.
Whoa! Wow! He bumps Ryan Callan.
Wow! So here we go. Look at the grid. Tom Ely on the pole. Toby Davis, Ben Davis, Ryan Callan, Levesque, Talbert. So there's THR all over the TPS racing driver of Ryan Callan.
Yeah, the only differences in this top 5 running order is that Ben Davis is in third, Jasper Talberg, and of course Tom Ely leapfrog Toby Davis for Paul.
Yeah, and also we've got a little further back, you've got ice cold racing drivers Gary Lennon and Eric Tveit 7th and 8th, and Gary had to pit early because of he took some damage early on. So just if we hold tight, just have to quickly grab a drink while I'll just throw up the Clio video for a second, and I'll be back, and then Danny, you run through the grid, okay? Just one moment. Now, Danny, I have a question for you. What's cooler than being cool?
Ice cold.
That's right. And Eric Tveit is feeling that right now, and I got to give some thanks to the guys in the chat room for that one. But Eric Tveit and Eric Gary Lennon, I think they can make some waves here today in this race here.
Yeah, in race 1, they qualified 7th and 6th, and with Gary being the guy in front, and now they're 7th and 8th with only 1,000th of a second between the two. So these guys, they're really tied in with one another.
Absolutely, and I'll let you run through the grid, Danny, if you will.
Yeah, we got Tom Ely from THR Nocturne. Takes his second pole of the season. Of course, his first one was at Thruxton. Toby Davis, who was our pole sitter from the first race tonight, is in second. Ben Davis has surprised all to take third. Toby Davis is a younger brother, of course. Ryan Callan gets fourth again, which is the same spot he got in race 1. William Levesque again takes fifth. Jasper Talberg down in sixth. Gary Lennon 7th with his teammate Eric Tveit right behind him in 8th. Thomas Matazowski there in 9th. Robert Wiesenmuller, the RPM guy, once again inside the top 10. Jay Adji right behind him in 11th. Ike Roding goes to 12, and Jonathan Oseklinth, who we tracked, had finished 11th after having taken a pit stop in the second lap of the race. So he's going to look to be very strong again in race 2. Alejandro Fernandez actually qualified 14th in race 1, is again on 14th with Tony Martins behind him in 15th. Scott Sovic there in 16th, who actually got a DNF, I think, in the first race. Tomasz Demlin there in 17th, with old Marius Mirvol behind him in 18th. Lee Palmer gets up to 19th. I think he started maybe 22nd, 21st in race 1. Christian Struze takes a drop from his race 1 qualifying and gets 20th. Dave Simmons down in 21st. Rui F. Martins comes off the bottom. He was 24th in race 1, now 22nd in race 2. Chris Butcher obviously losing his front clip in his qualifying
Which
lap.
we still don't know exactly what
It's the
happened.
mysterious front clip missing there by Chris Butcher. Puts him to 23rd, and rounding out the grid is James Johnson, who maybe he didn't even set a time, so maybe he's having some technical difficulties, Keith.
Maybe. I mean, it's still up in the air, but yeah, we're gonna be headed off to the final race of this Clio Championship. Before it starts, I mean, how do you feel this all went? Do you think this was some exciting stuff? Are you glad you joined in for the booth?
Oh, it was the preseason for this championship was received a lot of hype. A big thanks to the Demlin boys for getting this all organized. It's been an absolutely huge success over what season 1 was. So it's clear Euro season. The sky's the limit for this championship moving forward. As for this season, we've seen some absolutely awesome racing, which Clios are known for. Obviously, it was Adam Vaughn and Jasper Tallberg that played the roles of Levike and Ryan Collin this year. But again, we saw a great championship battle, which unfortunately has pretty much concluded before we run this final race. But it's going to be fun to watch here to really just surmise this championship, Keith. I'm very happy I joined in with you for the booth here.
Well, I'm glad you joined too, Danny. I remember when you started out in the booth with us. Well, not with me, but when you started out as the go-to guy.
I know where you're going with this, buddy.
We're headed out to the pits with Danny Asbury in the AGTC Championship. We're changing tires here.
Changing tires, changing fuel.
We got fuel and tires. But no, definitely, it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to commentating on the first race with you as this weekend for the V8s, and
I'll be racing, Keith.
I said I'm looking forward to commentating for you.
There we go.
On you. Sorry, I meant on you. But anyways, it's going to be good because you know what? It seems that the guys who are in the booth end up down on the track, and the guys who are on the track end up admitting, and the guys who are admitting end up in the booth. So it's a TPS is one big family.
Yeah.
We keep spinning it around, but we put a lot of work in here, and we hope all you drivers and viewers enjoy it, because we do enjoy doing it. But again, also just be aware that donations are always open on touringproseries.com. This is definitely an out-of-pocket expense for all of us. The sponsorships are merely to provide prizes for the leagues, nothing more. So if you do, you have a couple bucks laying around you. As we're starting here now, we are headed to, the famous words are said one more time for the last time in the Clio Euro Series. We are going to be following along with the pole sitter, Tom Ely, followed by Toby Davis. This is basically a role reversal from the last race.
Yep. So hopefully Tom can finally get a good start. If he can just take the lead through one lap, I think this guy can win the race.
I think so too. Well, he was the quickest, but we don't mind the laps that are showing. We have 17 laps here. Now, as the lights are going out, they're revving them up. Someone seems to have sparked off a little bit, but here we go, and away they go. The final race of the season for the Clio Euro Series.
Here we go.
The smoke's up, tires spinning, cars everywhere. Headed down through turn 1. Ely takes it easily, followed by Davis. Levesque down the inside of Callan and up through turn 2. Levesque is going by, trying to get by Davis. Not going to happen. Callan in the back of Davis. Davis into Davis. Oh, they're carrying on. And Ely is leading. He's carried on through. He's managed to keep it clean, but Levesque
That's what Tom wants to see there.
But now Levesque gets by Ben Davis. And look, Callan is fighting back there. He lost some spots getting into the back of Ben Davis. And Eric Tveit, Gary Lennon looking down the inside of Ben Davis. Not going to happen. Ely goes wide. And look, Gary Lennon down the inside of Ben Davis. Is he going to take it? Book it.
He's
Ben Davis is falling down the ladder here. Callan trying to make a move back by him, but there was just contact, so I don't think he's going to forget it. Callan around the outside of Ben Davis. Oh, and he squeezes him a little wide. Ben Davis not giving him any room. There was already contact to start this race. Ely gets the lead, just like you said, Danny. Levesque looking down the inside of Toby Davis. Not going to happen. Toby Davis wants to go double win leading into the V8 championship. I mean, how much weight would that carry for him?
Oh, yeah, he wants to get that confidence going, but I'm wondering if he's going to say, okay, Tom, I won mine. Time for you to win yours, but no way that's going to happen. I don't know.
This is all for fun here now. Jay Agee, Robert Wiesenmuller, the teammates close by, followed by Matyczewski, Ike Roding. Great start by him. Merrivold up into 12th. Butcher all the way up to 13th. He has gained, how many spots has he gained?
Off from
Butcher's up 10 spots. Oh, wow.
Yeah, and just real quick about Ben Davis, his brother is usually his kryptonite, and once again those two come together, and it sends Ben Davis a little
who's that
to
wide?
the field.
Gary Lennon goes wide, and he must have lost. I thought he lost his spot to Ben. No, he's trying to go by Levesque. Gary Lennon went wide there, and there's a car off in the background. Who is that? Is that Tveit? It is. It's Eric Tveit.
No, Tveit.
Eric Tveit is something had happened. Let's see what happened if we can catch it. He goes down the inside. That's I don't know where he was
missed
going
his
with
breaking point, I think.
He missed it because he locked up down the inside of Butcher, and he was 13th. Smokes Mirvold, gets sideways, and I think he just, I think maybe a little bit of shame there because that was not a good move.
Yeah, Gary Lennon up to 4th right now.
Back up front, Roding gets a little wide.
And there's RPM guys going at it there.
Gary Lennon, Ryan Callan up to 5th.
Now, Ryan, he fell back. He qualified 4th. It went back to, I think, 6th, and now he's up to 5th. So not one of his classic starts.
No, but Tom Ely leading. Toby Davis, followed by Levesque, followed by Lennon. So it's basically the same thing again here with the top 4. But
the Viking shows nose on Davis.
Oh, look down the inside. Levesque by Davis. Toby Davis maybe giving him a little bit of room.
Yeah.
Maybe he's saying, thanks for letting me win that race. I'll let you go get Tom now.
There might have been some of it because Levesque was faster than Toby Davis in the middle part of the race. And so maybe Davis just going to let him go through there. Have a look at Tom Ely.
Maybe he's giving him some room. But look, if you think the top 4, nothing's changed except for the ice-cold driver. That's all.
Yeah, you still got an ice-cold racing driver in the mix, but it's Gary Lennon this time.
Yeah, and back here, you've got Jesper Talberg fell back a little bit. Oh, Davis a little loose. Talberg trying to make way here. Gets on the bumper of him. Gets hot the trot here, trying to make his way by Agee and Wiesenmuller. Now, Agee's actually ahead of his teammate.
Yeah, he's gone around.
Oh, Talberg around the outside. Not going to happen. The long way doesn't work.
And Agee's down the
inside contact.
Off this corner.
Not going to do it. Talberg's got the traction. He's got the track. So now Talberg's in the draft to Davis. Talberg's going to try to make his way by. Yeah, it seemed like Eric Tveit got a little bit too confident after his first race. As someone's noticed in the pit, the commentators or chat room.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Tveit because he qualified I think 5th or 6th, no 8th, and so he had a good look there, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to take advantage of it.
No, definitely not. But Toby Davis doesn't seem to have quite that pace to start here, and Lennon is close by, but Callan close to Lennon as well. The battle seems to be right here. You got Davis leading Ben Davis leading Talberg, for leading Jay Agee leading Wiesenmuller.
That's Matyczewski in behind those guys.
Ike Roding having a great run. I think how many spots has he gained? He's gained only 1 spot. Okay, so he qualified there, but Chris Butcher is right on his bumper now. Chris Butcher, looking at him going. He's got a draft down the inside. Ike Roding. Chris Butcher on Roding. No. Roding defends. Oh, Butcher tries it. He keeps digging. Roding's not letting him have it. There. Oh, defensive move.
That's good defending by Ike there.
Very good driving. It shows a season worth of driving these cars. Get the confidence. You got a guy like Butcher, the Butcher behind you.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Butcher looking down the inside. Not going to happen. Not there. Going to go right, left. Oh, no, he gets held up. Oh, Matyczewski holds up Roding, and Butcher carries through. Oh, he did such a good job defending to have it robbed like that.
He got brake checked big time by Thomas Matyczewski. I'm wondering what happened there.
Oh, look down the inside. This is Robert Wiesenmuller on Jesper Talberg. Talberg's going to get the run. Ely quickest lap of 46.4. Talberg carries on by. And now Matyczewski's right on the back of Robert Wiesenmuller.
Yeah, and Tom Mealy, he's checking out. In race 1, we saw William Levike slowly reel in Toby Davis. It's the opposite this race, because Tom Mealy extended his gap to about a second, 1.1 seconds here.
This is Jesper Talberg here, 3-time Touring Pro Series champion, late addition to this championship here. Look at he's got Robert Wiesemuller all over the back
like that.
He's so close, almost into the back. Oh, he's on 2 wheels.
He goes on 2 wheels.
I gotta see this one more time.
That's what's happening to Iceman. We very rarely see mistakes like this from.
Oh, and look, here we go.
Guy.
So Wiesemuller's all over the back of him. He just gets in. I think he turns in a little too tight. And look, just gets up on 2 wheels. Oh, look at the save! Look at the save.
The Iceman, he's going to lose one position, but he does
loses one.
Together.
Is Matazowski going to go by 2? Matazowski trying to go down? No. Trying around the outside. The long way doesn't work. He's got the inside, though, for the carousel. He does. Matazowski down the inside. No, not going to happen. Talberg defends. And we're back live here. So Matazowski did not make it by. Talberg's now trying to get back by Robert Wiesemuller. Let's see what's happening up front here.
Behind Thomas Matazowski.
Oh, Callan's out of the inside of Lennon. Oh, Callan loses it. Callan loses it.
Ryan, that is no place to overtake right through there. And Ben Davis gets sideways coming off that corner.
Let's see this. Oh, I don't know. We should see it here.
Just lag. Yeah.
No, let's see it here. So as he comes in, he locks up. He gets up on the curb, and a little contact, and he's sideways there. And look, Ely another fast stop, and around he goes. So that's
Gary's not going to be happy with that one.
Gary. No, he backed out of it. He didn't intentionally hit him there, but. It was a late move. It was a very bold move. Let's call it that. A robust move.
Yeah, a robust move. We'll stick with that one.
Oh, contact between Agee and
Ben Davis.
Davis. Let's see. Oh, look at these. Oh, wow. These guys are really fighting it hard. Let's see. So it starts back here. And Agee actually goes around the outside. Okay, so this is where it starts. This is on lap 4. Agee around the outside in the final corner. I don't think Ben liked that too much, but Agee gets the run coming off the corner, and he's got overlap, so Agee can't squeeze him, but he tries anyways. These guys are side by side, headed down into the start-finish line as they come up through, and I think there's contact up through turn 1, 2, and 3. He's in close. Agee, this is a replay here. Agee gets into the back of Davis, sides him sideways.
Yeah, just another update on the lead. Tom Ely has now opened up the gap to 1.7 seconds on William Levike. So, Tom Ely is just walking away from the field at this point.
He is, definitely. No, for sure. And these guys are battling, too. I mean, the battle seems to be back here because Lennon's a little ways off. These guys are just kind of running around here. Ryan Callan's in 5th, but, struggling a bit. And then you got Ben Davis and Jay Agee. Jay Agee's having the best run of his Clio season so far, and he joined halfway through.
Yeah, Jay, he finally's gotten around his teammate Robert Wiesemuller, and Wiesemuller's under pressure from Talberg here as Talberg tries to retake 8th position.
Yeah, he's not giving up yet. Talberg looking down the inside into the hairpin, smoke up ahead, can't see a thing until Wiesemuller carries on.
Well, that's a nice corner there, but Wiesemuller pulled out like half a second through there.
That's right. That's how it's done. As we carry back through the field, Ike Roding, who had a unfortunate little, he got held up there by Matazowski. A little further back. Where is Chris Butcher? There he is, there.
I think he's in behind Talberg, yeah.
Yeah,
he got around Matazowski about a half a lap ago, I think.
Yep, so now we got Butcher up to 10th, Jesper's in 9th, Wiesemuller 8th, 7th. Oh, Ben Davis wide. Agee's going to try to take advantage. Agee going to have to get closer than that to take advantage of those kind of mistakes. You got to stay on the guy's bumper if you want to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and we lost both James Johnson and Tony Matthews, but we're actually having a very big scrap down in 22nd, in 21st, and even 20th. These guys are really going at it.
Oh, what was that?
We have major contact.
Scott Sobek and Eric Tveit. Let's see if we can catch that. Oh, no, it's him on his own. He gets up over the crest. It. Yeah, I know we're seeing a bit of lag as cars being parked there, but definitely that was a result of him getting off on his own. But a little further up, Tveit. Oh, where's he going? He's off hitting the sand dunes. No!
What is going on with Tveit? Is he even there?
No, what happened there? I'm a little confused.
I don't know what's going on.
So he gets into a slide. Eric Tveit gets into a slide, and he just runs way wide.
Maybe he broke out the
and he
celebratory champagne too fast.
Maybe he got a little too excited and he hits a sand dune, and then this isn't the Dakar Rally, Mr. Tveit. These are clams.
Whoa. That looked very ugly after we saw such great driving from him in race 1.
I know, it's very unfortunate. I don't know, maybe just a culmination of all the little things adds up, and you just mistake after mistake comes after. And then, I mean, look, it's par for the course here. These guys, THR guys up front. You got THR 1, THR and 2, THR and 3. So another 1, 2, 3 for the THR racing team. And Gary Lennon, the ice cold, following in 4th. Callan in 5th, followed by Ben Davis in 5th, or 6th, sorry. Jay Adji, 7th, best run of the season for him.
And now here's
Robert Wiesenmuller down the inside, Toberg! Book it! Little bit of a hip and shoulder, and now Butcher's coming through. He wants a piece. He wants a piece of this. And looking back on Wiesenmuller, Talberg's now got Wiesenmuller all over the back. Butcher's trying to take advantage. Wiesenmuller down the inside, no! Not going to do it through the carousel.
What contact between Butcher and Wiesenmuller, I think, or at least Wiesenmuller broke check Chris Butcher going around there.
Yeah, and look, Wiesenmuller's defending hard now. Talberg's pulled a bit of a gap. Talberg's going to set his sights on Adji, but Butcher's got his sights set on Wiesenmuller directly in front of him. Down into
he's not close enough there.
No, not quite, but Butcher will try to find a way. He's got that knife out. He's ready to kill. He's the Butcher.
And Jay Adge, he's broken away from these guys, surprisingly. He's not only got around his teammate, Robert Wiesenmuller, but he's passed a 3-time TPS champion, Jesper Talberg, and is now in 7th.
He has, yep, definitely. And Jay Adji has lost the back at Ben Davis, who seems to be struggling. So it must mean Jay Adji's struggling just that little bit more. But, I mean, again, Gary Lennon going trying to go around Toby Davis, our race 1 winner. Not going to do it. It looks like Davis is struggling with his tires in this race. I don't think...
Because Gary's caught Toby up. I think Gary had a bit of a gap to catch Toby, and it seems like that's all but vanished now.
Well, this is kind of remnant to the last race, but Levesque is not quite pulling away. So, I mean, we're still early in this race. We're on the 8th lap, so we still have 9 to go. But Lennon is trying to put himself in a position to take a top 3 finish here.
Yeah, remember, Leveque, his tire wear wasn't as good in race 1 as we've seen in other rounds, so he's vulnerable, I think, at Infineon Raceway here tonight. Tom Ely's got a 2-second gap to Leveque, so it's going to be hard to see anybody beating Ely at this point.
Well, back to Wiesenmuller, Butcher, Talberg. Butcher's lost the back of Wiesenmuller just slightly because we know Wiesenmuller can be very consistent, but we also know Butcher can be very, very fast on any particular lap. But he's still working on that consistency factor. But he gets a great run out of that carousel there, and now he's going to be trying to close in the draft, get close enough to possibly send one down the inside. Wiesenmuller gets a good run out of this corner, it looks like, and Butcher is going to really want to get close enough to make a move, but I'm noticing these guys are a little more spread out this race.
Yeah, well, if you go down to 15th through 16th, you've got a good battle between Tomas Demlin, Lee Palmer, and Jonathan Oserklint, as those guys are scrapping over a position down there.
Well, Lee Palmer is up on the back of Tomas Demlin. Sorry, Tomas Demlin a little wide. Lee Palmer is going to try to take a move. I don't think he's going to do it. Oserklint closes up a little bit. Palmer's going to try to get the run out of this chicane here.
Oh, he's right on the back of him there.
And he's trying to go around the outside. He's trying the long way around. Going to get in the slipstream and try to send one down the inside. Demlin defense. Contact!
Oh, shit, and he's around.
It's wrong.
And Oserklint's just going to slip through and take 13th.
We always seem to catch these incidents. Like, look at this. Hold on. Let's see here. Let's look on board. Let's just pull this back a little bit there. So there's the replay there. As he comes up, he just gets into the back of him. It looks he's trying to cross over. Demlin defends a little bit, and he's going up the track, and then he just outbreaks himself. That's the problem. Yeah. He just outbreaks himself. Tomasz is out. Tomasz is out of the race, unfortunately. That's very unfortunate. We did catch it, so it will need to be reviewed. Oserklint taking advantage. Ike Roding up to 12th. Miravold 11th. Wiesenmuller back to 10th. Butcher's made his way by. Just up ahead. Adji's gone by.
Talberg's caught Adji, yep.
Oh, sorry, yeah, that's right. Talberg was catching Adji, that's right.
Yeah.
And Gary Lennon is all over the back of Toby Davis now.
And Collins looks like he's going to try to get into this mix.
Callan, possibly top 3 maybe?
Maybe, but
And
I mean,
end the
like,
season right, so he doesn't cry himself to sleep a little bit.
yeah, get some type of positive note to end it here. But again, Tom Ely is now 2.5 seconds pretty much up on William Levike. So a class drive by Ely at this point.
Yeah, and it's Tomasz Matyczowski who is out, but Tomasz Demlin was the one who did get was involved in the contact.
Yeah, both of those guys came together there, but it looks like Tomasz is still carrying, going down in 14th.
Yes. Oh, Gary Lennon right on the back. Toby seems to really be struggling now with the tires. So I would say Gary Lennon's just a matter of time because Callan's closed this gap up as he's been held up by Davis. Gary Lennon's held up by Davis, and Callan's closed up significantly on these two drivers.
Yeah, Gary's going to want to get this done before Callan has a look on Gary himself here.
Oh, and Gary Lennon crosses over.
Gary, have a lunge here.
He's looking. This is a tough spot. This is a tough spot because he's on the outside. Oh, Callan down the inside takes advantage, and he's done. He's through. Callan, capitalist right there. What a capitalist movement. Now, Gary Lennon looking down the inside. Callan, too. No, not going to do it. Gary Lennon's got to back off, regroup, try to pick himself up and dust himself off.
Now, remember, the last time we saw Ryan Callan and Toby Davis go at it, they had a bit of contact that pretty much sent Ryan spiraling down the grid. So
Callan trying. No.
Yeah, Ryan, he's got a very short fuse with Toby. If he sees a gap, he's going for it
I think so.
without hesitation here.
I think so, too. I think we might see we could potentially see an incident here.
Oh, yeah. These guys, they're going to be very sharp with one another.
They're very, very short-fused and short-tempered with each other. But, you know, Callan's going to want to end off on a good note here. So, you know, he's pushing for this top three because he's way quicker than Toby at this point. But so Gary's also just as quick as these guys, as Ryan. Well, maybe a little bit slower.
He's not going to be happy to lose that position to Ryan. So, at this point, he's going to push hard to maybe pass Toby when Ryan goes for it, too.
Butcher has gotten by Jesper Talberg.
And Talberg was just challenging for Aggie about a lap ago, so something must have happened there.
Maybe Talberg made a move on Aggie, but Butcher's made up 15 spots after losing his front clip in qualifying, which we're going to need to talk to him about if we can get him into the booth. But I don't know if we will or not. But back to the leaders. Let's see what's happening up here. Oh, look! Callan down the inside of Toby! No, he's on the outside going into turn one.
Yeah, that's
not
going to
happen. He's got the run, but now Lennon's trying to capitalize. Toby
this is
Davis
a chance to take the position back here, Keith.
Callan is going to be looking to make a move here as they come up through these winding corners. These curbs are so deadly. Look at Lennon. He's looking very, very decisive. He's trying to figure something out. Find out where these guys are going to make a mistake. Toby, we're on board with Toby Davis for THR Racing. Ryan Callan is followed, and he's sideways up through that uphill corner there. Downhill now into a right-hander. Toby Davis is going to need to keep the car together. Lennon's looking very good, very sharp behind Callan. Callan loses a little bit off that corner. Toby gets a little bit better run. But now you got Lennon all over the back of Callan.
He wants his position back, Keith.
Carousel. Yeah, he does. Oh, Callan looks down the inside, but see again, he's not close enough to make that move into the carousel. Toby knows it, so he just takes it very lightly, very easily.
Toby's been very good defending. He defended against Levike in race one, and once again he's back at it. Hopefully, keeping the TBS Racing guy behind him.
No,
Ryan went a little wide there, but no, Gary wasn't close enough to take advantage.
No, not gonna be close enough. Let's see what's going on back here. Oh, Butcher down by Jay Aggie. Gone. He booked it right there. Chris Butcher up to 7th place, 16 spots made up. This is one of those great runs through the field. Butcher will be very pleased that he's come through so far so quickly.
Yeah. What's going on? When Chris starts at the front, he falls back. When he starts at the back, he moves up. So this guy needs to stop qualifying. We need to put an embargo on Chris Butcher in qualifying.
Yeah, we need to veto it and tell him to lose his front clip every qualifying. Or no, go Jack Keithley on us in qualifying. We've seen so many times this season.
And another update on Tom Ely is now 3.3 seconds up on William Levike in second.
Look at this. Ike Roding trying to get by Meervold. Roding, who had a great start, who had a good run early on going. Ike Roding trying to get by Meervold in that pink machine. But just behind him is Jonathan Osterklint.
Yeah, who's caught these guys up. He was about a few seconds back on these guys not too long ago.
Roding down the inside. No, not going to do it.
He might have distraction coming out this corner though, Keith.
It's an optical illusion there when people are trying to make passes.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It is. It always looks like it. Meervold's holding position, true, but it looks like he's really struggling because he keeps locking up under braking. And Ike Roding seems to be in a little better shape. As Osterklint tries to look down the inside using a lot of curb, Roding's going to try to have to get closer if he wants to make a move. And a little further back, there is Tomas Demelin with Lee Palmer, who they...
Yeah, Ryan Conlon, he's gone up the inside of Toby Davis. They're side by side now.
There he is.
Contact.
He's done it.
Here they go, the two friends, side by side.
Here we go.
This is
Toby Davis has the inside. Callan's going to need to try to outbreak or outwit him. One of the two. Can he do it? Can he do both? Can he do any of them? Callan not going to do it. He tries to cross over. Lennon almost clips. As he tries to cross over, you got to remember, if you're racing the guy in front, you're still racing the guy behind you.
Yeah.
And Callan almost forgot that Gary Lennon was there, and that could have ended in heartache.
Yeah, we just lost Eric Tveit. He signed out the game, so that's unfortunate from
Very
him.
unfortunate, but great run for him nonetheless.
Oh, yeah.
So we're looking back from Toby Davis as they go through the chicane. Callan tries to get a little rundown, but no. Davis carries more speed. Followed behind Callan is Gary Lennon, who is really looking to capitalize on a move here from either of these guys, because you know the momentum's lost when one of them defends or one of them makes a move.
Because Ryan only got around Gary because he was held up by Toby Davis, so Gary's going to try to do the exact same thing to Ryan Conlon here if he gets the opportunity.
Well, I'm just going to pull this back a little bit. These guys have gapped a little bit. Miravold under attack by Roding again. As they head into the final corner. Oh, and look.
Watch it, guys. Watch it.
These guys are keeping it tight. Miravold's really, really holding it up.
Yeah, he is, Keith. Really struggling in those tires.
Yeah, he is, definitely. And he's really trying to hold on to that spot. 11th place. Good run for him.
Yeah, and I just want, again,
Lennon's by Callan! Lennon is by Callan!
No, the fourth round. That's fourth position.
Let's see where this happened. Oh, Callan. See?
Look, he was held up by Toby. Yep,
Davis, slow. Oh, no, he just locked up on his own.
He lost on the braking.
Yeah, so, and then he carried on by. Nice, clean move. Everyone's happy.
Callan's going to go right back through.
Oh, man. How did he get back by? Let's see.
Long left hand. It looks like Ryan got a run on him.
Oh, he did it right down. Yeah, the carousel. I call that the carousel because it's a long. You're basically on a little slide down to the.
Yeah, we're calling it the carousel.
Callan, Toby, and Lennon, the most experienced threesome, possibly.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan, every time he tries to make a move on Toby, he's got to deal with Gary. So, I mean,
I know.
It's almost like one of those THR sandwiches.
Oh, but look at
like
this.
so
What is this here? Ben Davis closing the hand over fist. And then Chris Butcher closing again even more. This battle here, Toby Davis has slowed them down significantly because this battle, this three-car battle, by the end of the race could become a 5-car battle. So we're going to keep eye on this because Davis is defending so hard while Callan is pushing even harder to get by.
Some people are calling you on your threesome comment there, Keith. But
yeah, well, I was just reading off Gillespie's note, but most experienced threesome. We'll just leave it at that. Leave it to the imagination. So, but Davis, who was he was a bridesmaid in the World Touring Masters Championship. Put in an incredible season and just a little misfortune at the end of it. But he's proven he can win in Touring Pro Series. He just won the last race here just a minute ago, and here he is battling for a top 3 position while his 2 teammates are way out front.
Yeah, this is a guy that pretty much he had the most dominant season WTM we've ever seen. Podium every round, except at the end, Jasper Tallberg was just that much better. And I think people give Toby a little flack because of that. When this guy is still a top-end driver in TPS, expect him to, I think, really recover his name in VV8.
Oh, for sure. And I guess I don't know. I give him some slack, but I guess I deserve the slack too. It's just no one really gives it to me for all my letdowns in ATCC.
Yeah, Ryan will go at you though. But
oh yeah, Ryan is relentless with the comments about me and my performances in ATCC.
But look at Tom Ely. For once, he's finally taken the fight to Eric Tveit. He's shown Tveit that he's got...
You mean Levesque?
Levesque. See, I'm all screwed around because Tveit's great run in race 1. But Tom Ely, he's finally showed that he's another guy who's got really good tire wear because he's pulling the gap now to 4.5 seconds, and we haven't seen anybody do this all season on Levesque, with especially in this middle to late stage of the race.
A little bit of contact in final corner. Lennon's going to get a run here now.
Yeah, and Toby continues to keep these guys behind him, so superb defending by him.
But look in the background. We're on lap 15. If there's any major moves that gap, which is now 3.3 seconds, it will close to nothing if there's one move and everyone comes to a standstill, which we saw happen in race 1. Butcher's now up to 6th place. He is now up to 6th place within reach of the back of Lennon's bumper as Callan is looking to get by Toby Davis desperately. He's tried so many times and failed here in this race so far. Can he do it? Can he get by and take a top 3 and just leave with his head held high in this championship?
Well, he's in a good position already for us, and he's going to have a look here all the way around the carousel.
Oh,
he's down the inside.
He's close enough. He's going to squeeze him. No, I don't know. He's going to give him some room, and they're headed down. This is going to be a right-hand corner, and he runs it a little wide.
He's got him.
Davis is going to stuff it down the inside, whether he likes it or not. This is Thanksgiving dinner, and it's stuffing time. No! Davis trying down the inside. No, not going to do it. No, Callan's got the outside, and he's done. He's clear.
Great overtake there by Ryan.
Nice move, and they didn't lose a lot of time because, look, Butcher did not gain that much.
Well, Butcher was 3 seconds down these guys, so he's still got a ways to go if he wants to catch up.
2.5 back
now, okay.
Oh, Callan sideways. Oh, dropping a wheel. And look, no, oh my, no. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Guess what? Toby Davis is closing now. We've got Davis with that move. Will let the gap close down, but with Butcher to Lennon. And look, Davis looking down the inside, almost 3-1. Callan's so locked up. Sideways, Gary Lennon trying to get back by. This is going to allow Butcher to close in big time. Butcher right there. Let's see how far away he is. He can actually smell the exhaust coming off of Gary Lennon's little Clio. Gary Lennon.
We're getting to the final 2 laps here, Keith, so they've got to sort this out.
Yeah, and look at this. You can see these guys are pushing really hard. You've got Davis wanting to get back by Callan. He wasn't a nice clean move by Callan, but Davis has held this for so long. I don't think he's going to want to give it up that easily. This isn't prom night.
Well, oh my goodness, kid. Well, anyhow, Toby Davis, he's not giving it up to Ryan.
Toby Davis has given it up like it is prom night.
Oh
Ryan had to take him out on a couple of dates here because he's been at it all for at least seems like about a couple of weeks now.
I guess so, Keith.
So now, but look, again, this is exactly what I said. Those moves have allowed the gap to close down to 2 seconds. Butcher is only 2 seconds off. Now look, Davis. Now Callan's going to defend hard. Davis around the outside.
It's going to be close here.
Contact. Callan carries on. Oh, Gary Lennon a little wide. Now Chris Butcher is rubbing his hands together. Oh, man. Okay, this is going to be a good finish to this race, a good finish to the season. I know, you know what? We haven't given a lot of airplay to Tom Ely, but what more can we say? The guy's dominating this race.
5-second gap now. And here goes Toby Davis around the
Davis coming inside. No. Oh, he's done it. Callan tries to cross over. Not going to happen. Around the outside contact.
It's so hard to get a run through that, and Toby Davis has done it.
And look, Butcher closing ever so closer. Oh, man.
There's not enough time. There's only one more lap after this one.
Gary is just begging for something to happen. Callan!
One notch by Ryan. Can Gary get a run, though?
Okay, so Lennon now is trying to take advantage of these guys battling hard.
He might have the overlap, Keith.
Gary Lennon down the inside into turn 1.
He's trying to go for 4.
Contact, they're coming up, another left-hander. Contact again, Gary Lennon carries through. Ryan Callan
trying
to hold it down the inside. He's got it, he's held it. Chris Butcher now on the back bumper of Gary Lennon to finish this season.
I think Toby's got away. I think he's going to get his podium here, Keith.
Toby Davis is now pulling away from this train, and Chris Butcher has closed like 5 seconds in the last 4 laps because of the battling. Callan pushing really deep into that corner there.
Let's see if Ryan, he's not going to have enough.
Lennon's going to have a great run here now because of Callan's run.
Ryan's so good around this carousel, though. I don't think Gary's going to be able to get him.
Oh, look who's down the inside. Butcher? No, not going to happen. Butcher having a look, but he's very close. He's within striking distance. If he's a cobra, he's got to have that venom here to make that sting.
Yeah.
That made no sense at all. Chris Butcher trying to go around. Chris Butcher trying to go around the outside. Not going to happen. Gary Lennon is still going to try to get close to try to go back by Callan, but it seems they've opened up a bit of a gap, and really the only guy close enough to make a move is Chris Butcher.
Yeah, I don't think Ryan's going to be close enough to get to Toby, and it looks like Gary's going to have the gap on Chris Butcher to take 5th position.
Well, maybe you can watch that gap on your screen. Let me know if something's happening, because Tom Ely is coming around to
6.5 seconds.
his
Wow.
6.5 seconds ahead of the champion, who was crowned after only 11 of 12
There
races.
you go,
Tom
Tom.
Ely
Take it across the
taking
stripe
his
there. Well
first
done.
win in the Touring Pro Series, with Levesque, our champion, crossing the line to finish his epic season. And a little further back, Davis, followed by Lennon.
And Lennon's going
Ryan
to
Callan.
look at the
Lennon's
trying.
trying. Not going to happen. Ryan Callan, so it's going to be Toby Davis third, Ryan Callan fourth, Gary Lennon fifth, sixth, Chris Butcher after having a great run back, Ben Davis in seventh, eighth, Jesper Tallberg, ninth, Jay Adji. And back in...
You look like Robert Wiesenmuller, Jonathan Osercliff are coming up in 10th
Robert
and 11th.
Wiesenmuller. Jonathan Osercliff, 11th, a great run for him. He'll be very pleased with that.
2 11th places for Jonathan.
A very good run. Making it halfway up the field. Omarius Mirvol, 12th. Lee Palmer, 13th. Tomas Demelin, 14th. Ike Roding in 15th.
You're looking at Scott Sovic coming up with Christian Struze, a bit of a battle there, but I think Sovic is going to get it to take 16th. Behind him, Alejandro Fernandez. It looks like he's going to pull up in 18th, but...
Alejandro.
Yeah, Sovic in 16th, Christian Struze 17th, and yeah, like I said, 18th, Alejandro Fernandez. Dave Simmons is going to come up behind him, but looks like he's got to make one final corner. Rui F. Martins, Eric DeVite then is going to be the first DNF. He's down in 21st. Thomas Mazowski, 22nd. James Johnson, 23rd. And Tony Martin is going to be 24th. But there's Dave Simmons going across the line now. And the final guy out on the track is going to be Rui F. Martins as he flashes his lights to go to 20th overall.
To signal the end of this epic season. This has been up and down. We've seen some highs, some lows. But, I mean, really, the dominating performance has been by William Levesque. He's performed as he's needed or better in every single race this season. He had some misfortune at Thruxton, but I mean, really, what more can you say? The William has proven to be a worthy champion here. He's put in a full season of wins and podium finishes with only one poor finish in this entire season. So, I mean, he is the champion. He was crowned after 11 races. You can't really say much more than that, can you, Danny?
Yeah, like we said during the broadcast, he has been the class of the Clio Euro Series Season 2, and it's really great to see him pull together, get 2 podium finishes to really just cap off an excellent drive through a championship, which we've really only seen rivaled by, like you were saying, Keith, Stoffel Van Dorn. So well done to William and D.
Definitely. Well, we're just having some drivers join us now in the booth. We'll just throw up the Clio video for one of the final times here this season, and we'll get to some of the drivers and get their words as how the seasons went, how these races have went. So please hold tight. We'll be right with you. And we are back, guys, and thanks to all the viewers for tuning in for the season finale of this Clio Euro Series Season 2. We're joined by a few of the drivers. We're just going to get their take on how the season went. But the first and most important guy I got to talk to is our new Touring Pro Series champion, William Levesque. Congratulations, first off. I mean, you were crowned the champion after the 11th race of 12. How does it feel?
Well, there's not much more to say. That I'm extremely happy about my performance and the racing and overall all that happens during the season. It all makes up for a great championship win, and I mean I can be very proud of myself and the team as well.
Well, you proved. I mean, we were doing some comparison. I know you've been following ATCC. You did race in it a bit as well. We were comparing your run here in the Clios to the Stoffel Van Dorn run in there, and some people were calling it William Van Dorn or Stoffel Levesque. It just shows that there was a lot of. I mean, really, it was a dominating performance with your consistency to be at the front of the field all the time. This being the final race, I know we were watching race 1, and were you really pushing hard to take that win away from Toby?
At first, yeah, I wanted to, but then some chatting happened. And,
we had a fly on the wall in your chat room, so. But I mean, William, I mean, you've obviously proven yourself to be a champion. You know, we talk about you in the broadcast saying you're young. Obviously, you're young. You've got lots of potential, and you've grown so much in the time that I've been watching you race. Do you feel you've got more to go? Like, do you think you can just keep honing your skills and basically take over? Like, do you feel that if you keep at this, you can be one of the biggest champions in Touring Pro Series?
Well, I think yes. But of course, now that I'm 18, real life is going to come into play a bit, and I might slow down a bit on the racing, depending on what happens next. But I'll stay around for sure, and looking forward to the V8s, of course.
Well, we've seen you run. We've seen you now win in World Touring Masters and Clios. We've seen you perform very well in the V8s in the pre-quali, and you're looking very promising as the season comes forward. I will leave you with one piece of advice that I've learned: the older you get, the faster you were. So keep that in mind as things come on and real life does pile on. But you've obviously got the talent and the skill to be up there with these guys, and I really I look forward to seeing you race in the V8s. And congratulations, William. It was a well-earned championship.
Cheers, Keith, and thanks to you, both of you, Danny and you, for the commentaries, and Ryan for basically putting all this together. The Demolins, everybody, the track makers, and I really appreciate it. Well done to Tom and Toby for the wins today as well.
Definitely. Well, Danny, you have some words for...
Yeah, I'll point this toward Toby because obviously he was the Race 1 pole sitter and victor. So, Toby, I mean, you were with us in the booth today, and you were obviously one of the faster drivers. So how does it feel to finally get a Clio win this season?
Well, I did the first win of Season 1, and I thought, I might be able to do something from there, and then DNF'd in race 2. So that's kind of how it goes in Clios for me. I'm either on the pace or I'm not. And today I was on the pace. It wasn't as quick as Will or Tom. I have to say they were both absolutely flying today. And in race 2 they deserved to take the 1-2. And Will actually deserved to take race 1 victory, and I really wanted that win, so I have to apologise to him because I was shouting at him, going, "No, stop it! Go away!" But I have to apologise to him for that. But I led him through in race 2, and I led him through earlier in the season at Verano as well. So hopefully he's enjoyed himself, and I'm really glad to say that THR have won the Constructors' Championship, and I'm glad to say that Will's won the Drivers' Championship as a THR driver, and congratulations to him for that. And he's been awesome this season.
Yeah, and you and Ryan had a bit of a battle in the second race, and obviously, you guys have had some bad history. Obviously, there was a bit of incident report with you guys last round at Calder Park. So, how were you able to keep it clean this time and finish fourth, I think?
Well, Calder Park, really, I mean, there was nothing to that. There was just a tiniest bit of contact, and obviously, I apologise to Ryan, but I really didn't mean to do that. So. But anyway, in the past we haven't had too many bad battles together. It's always been fairly clean and hard, and obviously with me and Gary, it's always been the same really. And with us three racing against each other, it was really enjoyable. And I really enjoyed that. It's the first time actually this season that I've properly enjoyed myself in Clios, and so thank you to Ryan and Gary for that battle as well. That was really good.
Well, obviously a good event from you today, Toby. Really rounds off your championship well. And I know, Keith, you want to talk to the one and only Ryan Callan. So.
Yep, my partner in crime, Mr. Callan. Yeah, I mean, the season's been tough, up and down. There's been some good stuff, some bad stuff, obviously for you with in regards to racing and penalties and such. But I mean, I mentioned it in the broadcast, the weight that comes along with running what you and I do here, and also trying to run at the level that we've built these leagues up to. Do you feel that it does weigh on you when you're racing? I really would like to know your opinion on that.
It doesn't weigh on me as much as it did in previous seasons, because obviously I got the Demolins running it now. But
yeah,
obviously with our biggest series, Virtual V8 Supercars, it started on Saturday. Mm-hmm. The preparation for that over the last 3-4 weeks has been pretty intense, and also, of course, coming towards final assessments for university as well. So the weight has definitely been there, especially in this last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not trying to use that as a crutch, and I know you're not either, because I mention it for my racing. Obviously, it comes down to, do you really want to can you really just set aside some time, maybe lose a couple hours of sleep, whatever. But I mean, you've done really well racing. You're very exciting to watch racing. It's really the first time I've actually really been able to watch you race, to be honest, and I enjoyed it thoroughly through the season. You had some great battles. There was a little bit of controversy here and there, but you know what? In the end, I mean, it was all hard battling in the end.
All for entertainment.
Exactly. And are you happy with taking second place here in the championship?
If I'd known Will would be so quick and so good in the tyres at the start of the season, yeah, I would have been happy. But I mean, it was apparent after Verano, especially at round 5. Where was round 5? I'm so tired. Yeah. Where did we race last, Keith?
Calder Park.
That's the one, yeah. Calder Park, when it really was, it just struck home how good William was, and the rest of the GHR crew, because they've been working together very hard indeed. And I mean, I had real hope after Thruxton, and a few days before Verano as well. I was feeling really good, really quick, and then obviously I was pretty on the day of that, and that was obviously demoralising. But Will's been quick, all season long, and especially looking after his tyres at the same time, which is a phenomenal job. Because I know, obviously, everybody who races in the league knows how difficult that is. To go as quickly as William does at the same time is superb. So he's a deserving champion. As far as my own performance goes, 2 wins kind of feels a bit, because I only got them at Thruxton, and kind of everyone expects me to get at Thruxton. I just know there's a Thruxton specialist and a bottler now, basically.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, leading so many races, it would be nice to finish a couple more of those off, but as I said, William obviously just bided his time, obviously, and left his tyres in check, and I didn't do that, and William was deserving to win the championship overall.
So maybe for the next championship, you're running and work on your finishing and composure?
Not so much. I don't think composure's too bad. I think work on my technique, quite frankly. There's still hangovers from controllers and putting full lock on all the time, and obviously I drove with them a long time ago, and for a long time, 7 years with the controller. So yeah. It kind of, I still had like a very short rotation and large steering lock, that sort of thing. So it's difficult to get out of that kind of instinct of not putting so much lock on all the time.
Yeah, right on. Well, I mean, we just made 3 references to FM very quickly there. Technique, composure.
Oh, God.
But yeah, no, I mean, Ryan, you did a great job this season. I do look forward to watching you race again and commentating on your racing. And
wait, didn't I finish higher up in my championship than you did, Keith?
Don't start.
I know we're bearing you, Mr. Beck.
Danny, we just finished talking about how he continually never lets it go on me.
Yeah, he's the one guy that doesn't take it easy.
The one guy who isn't. Well, okay. Well, Ryan, thank you again for putting on a good show this season. Danny?
Yep, it's been a pleasure, Keith.
Yeah,
I just wanted to talk to Chris here for a second. Mr. Butcher, not too good through qualifying today, but you were fantastic once the races started. So you thought about maybe just abandoning qualifying and just getting ready for the races altogether?
I wish I could say that, but qualifying 1 wasn't so bad. My Super Pole pace here has been pants, but qualifying 2 was just a ridiculous fail.
Yeah, and as for your championship on a whole, you finished 3rd behind Ryan Collin, obviously, and William LeVike. So are you happy with that when all things are said and done?
At the beginning of the season, I said that I wanted to be in the top 3, and I've achieved that. But, I mean, that said, I've been quick at some tracks, and I think I probably could have finished 2nd if it wasn't for sort of silly mistakes and being punted off the track. But, I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, well, you kept your composure throughout the season. I mean, finishing third in a tough championship like this is a very good feat indeed. So, Keith, I know you say you want to talk to Robert, so...
Yeah, just a quick word, Robert. I know you joined midway through the season, and you basically bought R Factor to race in this championship. Are you happy you did, or are you regretting it at all?
No, I'm actually really happy about it.
That's good. No, I could tell by watching you race, you got progressively better, quicker, more consistent, and it was a pleasure. I mean, we watched you battle with Gary Lennon on a number of occasions. I mean, it was exciting to watch you progress, knowing that you had never played the game before joining the championship, and you obviously brought some drivers with you, like Jay Adji, you had James Johnson as well, like for the RPM team. And are you pleased with how things went for all you guys? Any chance of returning?
Well, I'm really happy about the performance of the team, especially about Jay today, because he was really quick. He was quicker than me, and I think you've seen on the last broadcast when I flashed the lights and to get past. I think you covered it.
Yeah, I think so.
This time he was really much quicker than me and took a good deserved position. I think 7th or 8th position, not sure.
2 7th places, wasn't it, Danny? I think. No.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Yeah. No, it was great to see you guys out there flying the orange colors, and we definitely hope you make it back for another Clio season, and also look forward to you seeing the team fielded in the V8 championship as well.
Yeah, I've tried to get a good team in the V8s. I tried to get a team where all 4 drivers are better than me, so I don't have to drive. And I think I've just managed it. And well, let's see.
We'll see how it goes this week, this Saturday, which is thank you, Robert, appreciate it, and thanks for joining us this season.
Yeah, let me actually point this now to Ben Davis for a second, because I'm hearing some very interesting circumstances in which Mr. Davis showed up and raced today. So, Ben, talk us through exactly what you're going through for today's race.
Well, as you can probably hear, I've got a bit of a chest infection, which just left me in bed the last couple of days, so I haven't been able to do much practice, which isn't really random opportunity for me. So yeah, no, it hasn't been great. And I got fined from my university as well, so I was in a bit of a rage-happy mood. So.
Oh, Ben, stop me so emo.
Yeah, you're being a little soft.
So yeah, when Ryan came bumping up my arse in race 2, I didn't really react. No, it was enjoyable, and yeah, I decided to make a big mistake in race 1 and flip my cars just so I could watch the racing. And yeah, congrats to Will. He obviously wanted to win race 1, but I think Toby definitely wanted to win it even more. And, and
it started barking out team orders too.
I don't know. It was kind of, I don't know. I think Will was a little bit frustrated, but in the end, like a true champion, he didn't go for anything stupid, and yeah, he just took the second place and won the championship. So congrats to him.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I thank you guys for joining us in the booth. We're just going to wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, for racing. It's been a pleasure watching you guys this season, and I look forward to catching it again for next season with details coming soon. But moving forward, Danny, I mean, the season is over. We can all start enjoying a little bit of sunshine maybe on these Wednesdays, but I mean, yeah. it's been fun. There's no doubt about it, and thank you for joining me in the booth.
Yeah, it's been a really fun season to call. I mean, the Clios, they don't lack for entertainment because all the battles throughout the field. So it's been a pleasure to call. I mean, hopefully Clio Euro Series 3 will be even better. So I'm looking forward to it.
Definitely, and also now that Clio's is over, we have to move into obviously some big thanks to Race Department, Viper Technologies for stepping up, sponsoring us throughout this season. Why am I drawing a blank here? Race Department for the forum, SimSync Pro, Multi-BC, obviously, for the broadcasts.
Live racers for the live timing.
Live racers, the Demlin boys for doing all the hard work at this. It's not an easy job running any league, so thank you to them for putting in all their effort. But moving forward from this, now that we've moved on and we've crowned Levesque the champion, we have the V8 championship virtual V8 Supercar Championship coming up this Saturday. Danny, you're going to be racing. We're going to have William Levesque, Clio champion, Jesper Talberg, 3-time champion, Florian Strauss, Peter Duivelar. Why am I forgetting one, Danny?
Peter Duivelar, we have well, now you got me blanking.
Gregory DeGrief. There's
Gregory
six TPS champions running this championship with big names like David Greco, Stoffel Van Dorn was the 6th. So I mean, we're looking forward to a massive league here, and the first race is going to be live at the same time as the Clios, 2:45 Eastern Standard or 18:45 GMT. On this Saturday coming up, and I will be in the booth joined by Ryan Callan, and we will also have Ivo Simons in the booth with us as well.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one, Keith, but it's kind of a different look. You know, you've been in the broadcast booth for so long, like I've been now. Now I got to go actually on track and fight with these dudes, so I got to get in a different frame of mind.
We won't be talking about you too much, Danny. We will try not to be talking about the RoboCop headlights.
Oh boy, it's starting already, aren't we?
It's already starting. But Danny, I can't thank you enough, and you do a great job with the media stuff. We're going to end off with the V8 trailer, so you can get a little pumped up for this Saturday. Make sure you share with your friends. We're going to be giving away a promo code for 25% off any purchase at GamePod's website. So if you're looking to buy a racing rig, make sure you're there because you have to be watching to win it. So thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll catch you this Saturday.